Yes, Chelsea fans, I'm coming on live. I said 7:30. I said 7:30, but we're going to do it now. We're going to get involved now. Rick, how are you? Good to see you here. Matt, and obviously Len as well. Deary me. So there's no one. Oh, dearie me. Rafa Benitez, get out of our club. Oh, where have we seen that before? Deary me, the old Everton fans are making themselves heard, and I don't blame them. Let's be honest, we were exactly the same. Well, I was anyway. So, guys, how are you? We're early. We're going to jump on this stream early because we're going to get involved because, let's face it, we're going to try and enjoy the football before it all gets cancelled. Because that's the way it's looking like it's heading with COVID rife throughout football. Lucas, hello, mate. How are you? Good to see you here. Welcome, everybody, along to the best live match commentary. Not my words. Paul, good to see you in, mate, as well. Welcome along. Yeah, the best live commentary, watch along, whatever you want to call it. We're getting involved again. I'm back for the game this evening, and with news that 4 games on Saturday are already suspended or postponed. 1 on Sunday. Chelsea not yet affected, despite the COVID outbreak within the club. You've seen the lineup. COVID is rife once again, and we're heading for a lockdown. It's only going to go one way. So we're going to enjoy the football game this evening and hope that we're back on the weekend. Hope we're playing football over Christmas, but at the minute, it doesn't look too great, does it? So, how are you all? Come and say hello in the chat. Interesting Chelsea team based on the fact we've got sort of COVID. If you've not seen it in the chat there, Mendy's in goal. Aspi, Thiago Silva and Tony Rudiger, the tried and trusted 3 centre-backs from last season, are restored. Reece James back on the right-hand side with George Marcus Alonso on the left-hand side. 2-man midfield, Jorginho and Loftus-Cheek, N'Golo Conte on the bench. And we've got, up top, we've got a 3-prong attack in Mason Mount, Hakim Ziyech, with Christian Pulisic reportedly operating in the false 9. We've got Hakim Ziyech, who's been impressive of recent weeks. Hopefully he can get involved again today. Mason Mount again. On the bench, N'Golo Conte, loads of defenders, 2 goalkeepers, Ross Barkley and Saul. So Saul, Ross Barkley and N'Golo Conte are the midfield into the forward. Well, I say into the forward line. There is no forward line on that bench. Just those 3 midfielders, the attacking sort of options from midfield, with the rest of them defenders. Malang Sarr, Trevor Chalobah on the bench, Bettinelli, Kepa. So plenty of players not available today. And I've already seen a lot of negativity about Chelsea's team, but Everton's side, they've got players. They've got 2 youngsters up front. They've got a couple of youngsters in their team as well in other positions. So despite COVID and injuries, Chelsea still look a stronger team on paper. We just got to go out there and deliver 3 points, especially after Man City did what they did in midweek, the other night. We need to make sure we keep up the pace with them. Obviously, Newcastle take on Liverpool at Anfield tonight. Probably only going to go one way, so we need to make sure we win our game this evening. And then we're going to head into Wolves this weekend, hopefully playing the game. So we don't want to see football suspended at all, but it doesn't look good. So let's enjoy it while we're here. I'm looking forward to this one. Chelsea-Everton brings back good memories for me, especially Antonio Conte era. That season where we beat them, we thumped them 5-0. I remember me and my best mates at the time at the bridge walking into the pub, and we all bought ourselves a pint, stood and looked at each other and just went, what have we just seen there? Arguably our best ever performance. Everything come together, and that was just outrageous. That game was just tremendous game of football for us. Hazard, Pedro running the show, Costa, Luis, everyone was in amongst it, and it was just amazing, that game. Ronwin, how are you? Good to see you from Namibia. Welcome along. Thank you for joining. Make sure you join channel memberships, people. because I'm thinking I might start doing these live streams and the Chelsea pub content on for channel members only to avoid the nonsense that we end up getting. But if you've missed it already, MCIG, go and get one back. Go and get yourself one in, mate. Good to see you along. Just so, if you've missed it already, Everton fans are already holding a banner. Get out of our club, Rafa Benitez. Interesting. So, Chelsea kick off in 15 minutes' time. What are your thoughts ahead of the game? Remember, I'm watching this on a stream. I'm watching it on the BT Sport app, which is a minute delayed. So I'll talk you through the game as best that I can. So just to recap, Chelsea team, for you guys that are joining, if you've not seen it in the chat, Edouard Mendy's in goal. Cesar Azpilicueta is restored as a centre-back. Captain as well, alongside Thiago Silva and Tony Rudiger. Reece James on the right, Marcos Alonso on the left, Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho in the middle. Hakim Ziyech, Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic up top, with Pulisic the false 9. Everton's team, Pickford's in goal with Holgate, Branthwaite, Keane and Godfrey. Kenny, Decore, Gomez, Gordon, Iwobi, Sims up front. So, Everton's team's not the strongest by any stretch. Chelsea's team's not the strongest, but it's still quality. Quality and depth to bring in those players and have the attacking three of Mount, Pulisic and Ziyech. 2 in midfield of Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho, with our back three intact and the 2 wide players. We got to go into this game as favourites, and we need to win the game to keep up the pace with Liverpool and Man City. Liverpool played Newcastle this evening at home. They're likely to win that game. No disrespect to the Geordies, but can't see the Geordies getting any sort of result. And looking at their bench, the players that Newcastle got on the bench should be starting. Callum Wilson's on the bench. Almiron's on the bench. They should be starting games, but they're not at the minute. So, can only go one way for me, Liverpool to win the game. So, Man City won, obviously, the other day. Liverpool expected to win tonight. We need to do the business and keep up with those two. So, at the moment, I'm seeing a lot of the coverage on BT Sport. Jolien Lescott's in the studio, obviously ex-Everton. Glenn Oddle, ex-Chelsea. Steve Sidwell, ex-Chelsea. And they're just focusing on... they're showing the highlights of the Man United game and Jorginho's mistake, which was great to see, wasn't it? Marvellous to see on the night. But, yeah, that was ridiculous. They're actually focusing on Jorginho's mistakes. They're now showing the one against West Ham the other week where he passed it back to Mendy when he shouldn't have done. Anyway, we're not going to get into all this. But what are they showing you now? Oh, they're just showing the Chelsea's results and Chelsea's defeat to West Ham, the draw against United, the draw against Zenit. It's been a bit of a blip. We have to acknowledge it. No point denying it. And obviously them beating Leeds. That was a good thing. Beating Leeds because we needed to. It's obviously looking at the goals that we've conceded. Alonso, how are you? Good to see you here. So, yeah, they're talking about the goals that we've conceded, and I wonder if having Azpilicueta in that back line once again, the 3 centre-backs that were like the pivotal, or like the, what's the word I'm looking for? The rock that our sort of form last season under Tuchel was built on. It was built on Rudiger on the left, Silva in the middle, and Aspi on the right. And I wonder if that is the way that we're going to try and stop the rot as far as goals are concerned. So, we just need to get forward. We just need to create some good early chances, get amongst it, create problems for Everton early doors, and hopefully we'll end up with a good 3 points tonight, which is much needed. Alonso, do we need new signings? Possibly. I'm not sure we'll get any, though, to be fair. People are talking about Declan Rice again, but I can't see him coming. Cannot see him coming because they're not going to spend 100 million on somebody that the board, part of the board, doesn't think is good enough. So we shall see. But don't forget, Alonso, we've got Chilwell to come back. We've got Lukaku to get back match fit and Timo Werner. So there's no real sort of hunger maybe from the club to get new signings in. And don't forget, Christian Pulisic is only recently back as well. He's missed most of the season. So we've got plenty of squad depth, and that's on show this evening with the starting 11. Once again, our bench is Kepa, Bettinelli, Malang Sarr, Trevor Chalobah, Ross Barkley, Saul and N'Golo Kante. I'm sure I've probably missed one other, but the options from midfield is basically Saul, Ross Barkley and N'Golo Kante. Clinton, how are you? Good to see you in. Yeah, no high blood pressure, says Bronwyn. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. So yes, so guys, so everyone that's watching, welcome along to the stream. To the regulars, thank you, and welcome along, welcome back. I'm looking at maybe switching this the membership to the live streams in the Chelsea pub. Those guys that have taken out the QA and pay the extra, I've asked you guys to get in touch with me, and I'll issue possible refunds for what you've paid up to this point, and then we'll go from there, and we'll make it just membership for the live stream and the Chelsea pub, and just see if we can get as many people involved as possible. It's only 99p a month to be a member if you're not a member already. What's my opinion on Lukaku? I think give him some time. Give him a season this season to bed back in and get used to it again, and let's judge him next year. But he started off well. He's proven there's no drama with Lukaku. The only problem is that at times we ask him to play pushed up right up against the back line, and that's not his game. So needs just to adjust. Is it time for a 4-3-3, and is it time for another winger to come in? But what wingers are out there? That's the question. That's the problem. So I think we're doing all right at the moment, and I think we just got to see how it goes. But I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea if January just comes and goes with no drama. I guess we have to just wait and see. So we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff. Chelsea's got a good team out, plenty of squad depth. Everton struggling a bit with their 11 and their bench. But it's a game there to oh my God, just to spoil my evening. I'm watching the BT coverage and it's on the advert break, and I'm seeing that Jack Grealish has done an advert for Boohoo Man. Ugh, Jack Grealish. Don't get me started on Jack Grealish. How to ruin my night before it started. Show me Jack Grealish, honestly. What a waste of space. $100 million for someone that focuses more on his hairband and falling over when he gets tackled. Anyway, Martin, how are you? I'm good. I'm really good, thank you. Jack's in the box, Grealish. Yeah, exactly. Welcome along, Chelsea fans. Come and join the stream. Come and get involved. These guys will tell you, not my words, their words, the best live match commentary for Chelsea on the internet, on YouTube. So come and join in. And we'll get involved. And we'll keep it open. We'll keep the stream going until 10 o'clock this evening, not too late. I need to go back indoors, and my little boys do a feed between 10 and 11, or half 10 and 11, so I'm going to be doing that. That's my role this evening, so I'll be feeding my little boy. So there will be some do's and tolls this evening as it comes to the Chelsea pub. There's only one that's full strength at the minute. After that, a couple of shandies. That's how it's going these days for me. Couple of shandies. What's the world coming to? 100 million Grealish who stole Christmas. Dear me. Oh, my word. So if you missed it, I put a video out the other day. Unfortunately, I'm isolating. I'm isolating at home at the moment. I haven't been in contact with somebody that was tested positive over the weekend. So I'm isolating at home and I'm working from home. So in my lunch break, I got a chance to actually record a video. Otherwise, because I've been stuck in the office for the last 6 weeks and I've not been able to do any videos at all. Jane, how are you? Good to see you here. How are we feeling for tonight's game? We're feeling good. We've got to be confident, at least. Have to be confident. And I fancy some goals this evening. We've got Christian Pulisic in a false 9 with Mason Mount and Hakim Ziyech behind him. And I can see, hopefully, I can see plenty of goals tonight for Chelsea. Let's give us 4 or 5. 6 will be stupendous. And it will stop all this nonsense negativity that's going around at the minute. Honestly. Alonso, it's all over the place. I've got to be honest with you. But it's not too bad, mate. Not too bad, thank you. 5 minutes away from kickoff. The players will be coming out very shortly. Interesting to see how many people get and what the actual attendance is this evening. Steve, good to see you in, mate. I have to say, looking at the Everton side, we've got to be disappointed if we don't keep a clean sheet. Woodshedder, have I missed Rafa and his notepad? No, I haven't, by any stretch. As Stamford Bridge goes dark and the big screens show up the build-up. Loving that when you're in the bridge. I know, rhetorical, exactly. I was saying it at the beginning of the stream, which I started a little bit early. There's 4 Premier League games cancelled for Saturday already. There's 1 cancelled for Sunday. Premier League clubs are being hit by COVID, rife. And we've got to enjoy the games when we can see them, basically. As you guys know on my stream, on my channel, I don't do a live match commentary if the game's not showed on TV. I'm not going to watch an illegal stream and do it because you're pretty much advertising. That's exactly what you're doing. So, players come out, led by Azpilicueta. Everton in white shirts, blue shorts. Looks like yellow socks, or is it white socks? And Chelsea obviously in the blue shirts, blue shorts and white socks. And instantly, will it be a full attendance at Stamford Bridge? Bearing in mind, COVID passports have got to be issued. Your COVID, your jab. What's it called? I'm treble jab now. Got my booster last week. So, yeah. Youngest is 2. Wow, Alonso. I know. I know. Ice cold. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Happy holidays to you. Martin, thank you very much, mate. Rhetorical, it does. It takes it big time. Sorry about that. Coughed without muting my microphone. Chelsea, Mendy, Aspi, Silva, Rudiger, James, Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, Alonso, Ziyech, Pulisic, Mount on the bench, Kepa, Bettinelli, Christensen, Conte, Chaloba, Sal Niguez, yes, Sal Niguez, Ross Barkley and Malang Sarr. A wealth of attacking options on the bench in N'Golo Conte, Sal Niguez and Ross Barkley. But the Chelsea team that's starting the game is strong. Everton's team, get this, Pickford, Holgate, Keane, Branthwaite, Kenny, Decore, Gomez, Godfrey, Gordon, Sims and Iwobi. On the bench, Begovic, Lonergan, Allen, Coleman, Gamamim, Dobbin and Onyango. They've got Sims up front, who's a youngster. They've got 3 youngsters on the bench. Another youngster in their defensive line. So Chelsea's obviously hit by some COVID. But the team we're putting out today is still strong. Thank you, Martin, for the clock. No Lukaku or Tima on the bench, no. No. So it's Rafa the Gaffer. And bearing in mind, guys, there's Everton fans at Stamford Bridge that are holding a banner up saying, get out of our club, Rafa Benitez. I don't mind telling you, when Rafa Benitez took over at Stamford Bridge, I was in the ground and I stood up and booed him when he came out because I don't like the man. I don't like the man. Anyone that turns around and says we're plastic and all this and slagged us off, do not like the man. Didn't want him to be a Chelsea manager. And before anybody else says it, all he did was reach the bare minimum. He didn't actually exceed anything at Chelsea. And let's not forget, he tried to destroy the careers of John Terry, Frank Lampard, Rafa the Gaffer, who, when he's given a squad of players, that is a good class squad of players, he doesn't do too bad. When he's got a squad that's not nearly as good as those that are challenging, he's proven to do absolutely nothing. Anyway, my rant about Rafa the Gaffer over. Chelsea, there's a big crowd at Chelsea tonight, which is good. And it looks as though Everton going to kick off. Chelsea kicking towards the shed end, Everton towards the Matthew Harding. Everton to kick off. And I ain't going to remember their names, to be honest, because I don't remember half their players. I do know Andre Gomez, he's going to kick off. Michael Oliver's the match referee. He's just looking around, counting the number of players on the pitch. And we're about to get going. We're going to take the knee, obviously, I believe, at some point. And he does that now. Chelsea players take the knee. The only one that doesn't, Marcus Alonso, but he's explained his reasoning, which is no issue. So, Everton kick off. Gomez goes back to Keane, who just launches it forward, and Reece James underneath it. It's actually won by Aspie in front of him. Then Everton just play it forward, straight out of play. So Chelsea throwing on the right-hand side, level with the edge of our own penalty box, and Reece James to take it. Aspie is lined up as a centre-back on the right-hand side. Reece James at right wing-back. Ian, good to see you in. Dara, how are you, mate? Good to see you here. Reece James goes back to Aspie, launches one up to the massive Christian Pulisic up front, leading our line tonight. Loses the header. Everton knock it forward. They flick it up forward. Sims, the youngster up front, he looks a little bit like Troy Deeney. He's got that sort of frame about him, so he could be quite a handful. So it's interesting to see how we deal with him. But they tried to play the ball forward, and it's just given to us to a throw. And we've gone back to Edouard Mendy, Rudiger. They're trying to pin us. They're trying to press us. And Everton have done well, but Chelsea will just roll the ball out. We're just playing it too slow, and they're pressing to shut us down. So they know exactly what we're going to do. We're not going to launch it from Mendy. And then we've taken a throw in, but we've given the ball away in the halfway line, but they give it away with a loose touch from Andre Gomez. Alonso back to Rudiger, but Iwobi's all over him. He goes back to Mendy. One touch, Mendy, penalty spot. Plays it to the right-hand side to Aspie. Inside Loftus-Cheek. Collects it, turns as he does. Just glides to his left-hand side and gives the ball to Tony Rudiger. Rudiger, long ball over the top, looking for the run of Christian Pulisic from right to left. He's up against Keane, and he's done well. He's actually turned him. Now the referee said the ball went out of play. Heading towards the corner flag, Christian Pulisic tries to bring it back on his right foot, in between the legs of Keane. Actually went off the pitch first, but he's busy early, Pulisic, which is good to see. So a good early, good early opening, but it's an Everton throw-in right by their own corner flag. There's plenty of Evertonians in the crowd, which is fair play to them. Mason Holgate's going to take it for Everton. Nicks a yard or two, then launches one up the line to Sims, who holds off Rudiger, flicks it onto Iwobi, tries to lay it off to Gordon, but gives the ball away, but then they crowd us out in the middle of midfield, and they've won the ball back. Everton, they lay it off to the right-hand side. And they play the ball up the line, but straight out of play, unfortunately. I'm sure that bloke's name's Gordon. I ain't got a clue, but Chelsea throwing halfway inside our half. Alonso to take it. Fakes the throw to Rudiger. Turns. Looks for an option up the line. Hasn't got one. Now he's got one. Pulisic. Crowded out by two players. Unlucky. Trying to backheel away from two people. But he couldn't. It's gone straight out of play. And Mason Holgate's going to take it right in front of Rafa Benitez, who's asked to take his order. He said, not now, I'm playing football. And then they throw it long and we win the header and we end up just getting the ball away. And we play it square to Aspie across the edge of the box. Takes a touch and plays it up the line, looking for Mason Mount, who's tried to turn the defender, who's read it, played it inside to Gomez, back to Keane, and he's gone back to Pickford. And he's flowing locks just outside the 6-yard box. And he launches it out to the left-hand side. Free header for Sims, who just heads it inside to Jorginho. Lays it off to Ziyech. First touch for him. Back to Jorginho. Back to Rudiger. Everton with loads of energy pressing us. But then Loftus-Cheek collects the ball with that little logo, Rolls Royce, on his side. And gives it to Ziyech, who gives it to Alonso. Pressed and forced backwards by Kenny. Jorginho's looking for a long ball over the top to Mason Mount. It's been crowded out by Brathwaite, I think his name is, a defender. Claude, good to see him. Gone all the way through to Jordan Pickford. And the lacquer that you can only describe as what he's got on his head these days. The mop. Bless him. So, seeing Thomas Tuchel, who's trying to orchestrate his players. And Pickford, they're aiming for our left-hand side. Well, for their left-hand side, our right-hand side, up against James and Aspie. They got Godfrey, who normally plays, I believe, I think he normally plays on the right. He's playing on the left-hand side, and he's quite lanky, let's just say that. He's got a height about him. Anyway, we win the ball back. Rudiger, just over halfway, gives it to Loftus-Cheek in the centre circle, plays it one more to his right to Aspie. Gets it back, Loftus-Cheek, and plays the first-time ball to Mason Mount. But Everton have got plenty of players back, crowding out play, and they've won it. And they're up the line, left-hand side. Godfrey plays the ball forward. Aspie's been beaten by Gordon on the byline, right on the byline, 10 yards from the corner flag, goes backwards. Gomez shut down by Loftus-Cheek and Reece James. Loftus-Cheek comes away with the ball. Hakim Ziyech collects it in 10 yards of space, turns and runs up to halfway towards the right-hand side, but then gets crowded out. Decore and somebody else crowd him out. They win it back, Everton. Halfway inside their own half, and then Jorginho crowds out Gomez and wins it. Hakim Ziyech, Decore's all over him. 25 yards out, dead centre. Stops, goes backwards to Jorginho. Reece James run inside. Reece James, and he's... Oh, what's he done? How's he missed that? Brilliant play from Chelsea. We got hold of the ball about 25 yards out. Hakim Ziyech, he stops, gives it back to Jorginho. Reece James makes a run in behind from that right wing position, and he gets the ball played into him. As Pickford comes out, he plays it 2 yards wide. All he's got to do is get it past Pickford, open goal. And he's put it the other way. He's put it to the right-hand side, not the left, and it's gone 2 yards wide. Big chance for Reece James, and he's missed it. But very, very noticeable that Everton were quite happy to back off and just defend the edge of their own box. And James spotted it, and from the byline, come inside, and Jorginho, great ball to him. James was completely free in the box. Pickford to beat, and he doesn't beat him. Pickford knocks the ball forward. Loftus-Cheek wins the first header. There's head tennis at the minute. Very bitty, and then people are just trying to get hold of possession. And then it comes out to Kenny, who's looking for Gordon on that left-hand side, up against Aspie. And Chelsea eventually win the ball. Play it forward to Mason Mount, comes off the back of his heels. Decore, it's very bitty at the minute, and they play the ball forward to Sims, who's up against Thiago Silva. And Sims is like, how old is Sims? Thiago Silva was probably like 38 when he was born. And he goes down looking for a free kick. The referee just does that. Thiago Silva's doing this. Chelsea have won back possession, 10 yards inside our own half. And they're just playing it, just slowing it down and playing it from left to right. Thiago Silva, bottom of the centre circle, goes one more to his right to Aspie. Aspie takes the touch, looks up, goes square to Thiago Silva. Jorginho now. Everton backed off. They've got 10 players behind the ball. A bank of 6 and a 4 with just one up front. Well, 5, because you've got to include the goalkeeper, haven't you? I was always good at maths, me. Anyway, it's gone back to Aspie, who plays it out to Reece James on the right-hand side. Look at Candice, bless her. Look. Where's me? I've got no moderators. There's no moderators working. What's going on? Anyway, Chelsea have got the ball, and we've won it forward. And Reece James has found himself in the middle of midfield, and he plays it forward, looking for Mason Mount, right inside the penalty box. Plays it into Mount, and he shoots wide. He shoots wide. Unlucky Mason Mount. So Chelsea pick up possession, and Reece James finds himself centre midfield, and he gets beyond the centre circle, and he drives forward. And Mason Mount, Everton are literally, their players are getting sucked to the ball every single time. And Reece James plays a through ball to Mason Mount. And to be fair, he's been closed down. And he's struck the ball wide from around about just inside the penalty box right-hand side, which was unlucky. Pickford launches the ball forward, up over halfway to that left-hand side again, our right-hand side. And Gordon's won it and done well to turn away from a couple of challenges. Decore up against George Michael Alonso. Oliver says no, not having that. It's a free kick. Everton free kick. About 15 yards inside our half. Just in front, left-hand side of the centre circle. A chance for them to push players forward. Chelsea holding a really high defensive line. Pushed right up, 10 yards outside of our box with Mendy barking at somebody. I wonder if Benitez on the sideline with his pad asking him what he wants for starters, and he's saying, sod off, I'm playing football. They actually play the ball to the back post, and they win the header. Brathwaite, I think his name is. Feeble header, 5 yards wide. Mendy just watches it go wide. So he takes the goal kick short quickly to Thiago Silva. Now it finds Azpilicueta, who drives forward 20 yards, stops, then goes square to Thiago Silva. Halfway inside our half. Left-hand side of centre is Rudiger. Back to Thiago Silva, who's just at the bottom of the centre circle. Long ball over the top. Looking for Mason Mount's run of the channel right-hand side. He brings it down over his head. Gets to the byline. Crosses the ball back under pressure. Nobody was there. And the Everton defender panics a little bit and just hoofs the ball out of play. Chelsea players were late to get into the box. And to be fair, Mason Mount, couldn't do anything. Just try and keep the ball in and get it in towards the penalty box. But We got a thrown out of it, and Reece James is going to take it. Level the edge of their box. 18 yards from the corner flag for old money. Reece James takes it short. Jorginho gets it back. Plays it back to Thiago Silva as Everton push out. Thiago Silva's back on the halfway line. Got 10 yards of space in front of him. Plays it out to the right-hand side to Reece James. He's shut down straight away. Reece James is forced to the left-hand side to Rudiger. Finds him. Rudiger into the feet of Hakim Ziyech. He's dummied. And he's away from Holgate. Ziyech, left-hand side of the corner of the penalty box. Plays it into feet to Christian Pulisic on a 6-yard box. He's back-heeled it towards the goal. On the half volley, back-heel. The Joe Cole goal against Man United. Exactly like that. And he's actually caught it great, but Pickford's read it and saved it. Ziyech, great dummy. Pulls it back to Pulisic and Ziyech has read it. Well done, Hakim Ziyech. Outstanding play. Honestly, really is. That goal kick, they play it out to that left-hand side again, and it's gone straight out of play. Aspie just eased the, I think it's Gordon, out of play. And it's a Chelsea throw-in, halfway inside our own half. Just an update for you at the moment. Rafa Benitez is offering people garlic bread. Nobody wants it. Tuchel's not having it. His pencil and his pad's dry. And we take the throw-in short. Reece James to Aspie. Aspie. Back to Edouard Mendy on the penalty spot. Gives it to Thiago Silva, who's just outside the box. Loftus-Cheek drops and says, give me the ball, and he does. And he gets it back to Thiago Silva. 10 yards outside of our box. Everton in their defensive shape. They're pushed up, but they're not pressing. They're pushed up inside our half. And as we get closer to the centre circle, then they go to press. Thiago Silva's got it. At the minute, it's Rudiger and Silva playing keep ball. Now Aspie's getting involved. Back to Silva. They're all spread out across the pitch at Everton. But they've got 5 players on the halfway line that are all close to it. So Rudiger's opted for the big ball up to Mason Mount. They try and get the ball away only as far as Pulisic. Finds Hakim Ziyech. Square the ball. Ziyech, unlucky. Hakim Ziyech on the left-hand side of the penalty box. He had Mason Mount back post, but he's tried to drill a shot towards the far post, and Pickford pushes the ball wide. Probably with that lacquer from his hair that's on his gloves, bless him, Pickford. To be fair, it was never going in, but Pickford could never be sure. Surprise ball didn't stick. Anyway, Alonso's got the corner from our right wing. One hand in the air, left foot in swinger towards the near post, headed away, and then away second time. Chelsea throwing, level the edge of their box, left-hand side. No one was near the near post. It was Gordon who got the ball away. George Michael, Alonso's about to take it again. Alonso. He's looking for options. He's got Ziyech by the corner flag. Pulisic drops deep. Comes short to get it. Back to Alonso, to Rudiger. Slows it down and gives it to Thiago Silva. Top of the centre circle. James makes that running behind again. But they see it off this time. So he goes one more to Aspie. James to Aspie. Back to Thiago Silva. Reece James is beginning to drift inside. Middle of midfield next to Loftus-Cheek. And Chelsea try and play a ball into Pulisic to try and lay it off to the run of Loftus-Cheek. But doesn't come off, and Everton come away and they break. And Kenny's looking for a Iwobi in behind. Rudiger does well to catch him up and get back in. Back to Mendy. Just get the ball away. Deary me, he takes a touch as 2 Everton players get near him, and then he plays it to the right-hand side. Literally last second to Rudiger, and we launch it clear away. Everton tried to clear it. We win the ball back, and then Pulisic takes just dummies Holgate. Steps away from him. Holgate takes him out. Chelsea free kick. 10 yards inside their half. Pulisic looks sharp, looks very, very sharp and keen to impress. Taken out by Holgate. No booking yet. Pulisic is unaware of the referee, saying, can you have a word with Rafa Benitez? He's now offering me olives. I don't want them. Anyway, Chelsea take the free kick short. Alonso. Back to Thiago Silva on the halfway line. Silva one more to his right to Azpilicueta. Inside to Thiago Silva. Inside the centre circle. He's looking for options and he goes wide right. Reece James. Halfway inside their half. Plays the ball inside to Jorginho, but it's crowded out. Has to go back to Aspie. They got everyone behind the ball, Everton. No further than 25 yards from their own goal line. Chelsea's struggling to find space and we can't. We got a stretch to play. It's condensed. Chelsea are playing their football inside. They need to move it outside. Hakim Ziyech has been fouled by Gomez. Chelsea do well there to actually win a free kick because Hakim Ziyech looks busy. He's come inside, and as soon as he's collected the ball, he's got Andre Gomez and Kenny 25 yards out, just left to centre. He's collected the ball, and he literally just got taken out. So it's a direct free kick for Chelsea here. It's 25 yards out. If you can imagine looking at the 6-yard box, it's level with the edge of their 6-yard box on the left-hand side. Reece James is over it, as well as George Michael, Alonso. Pickford's demanding that a wall moves. Reece James over it, shoots direct. Pickford, great save, pushes the ball away at the far post, up in the air. Hakim Ziyech collects it, cross into the box. Jorginho tries to get there, can't control it. The ball's gone straight into the arms of Pickford, and he throws it straight out. And Everton looking to break with Gordon on the right-hand side. Over halfway, he's got Decore through the middle, and he's ignored him. He's got Iwobi wide left. He's ignored him and gone to Kenny on the right-hand side. And luckily enough, Chelsea have players back, and we forced them all the way back inside their own half to Michael Keane. He switches the ball wide left to Godfrey, left-hand side, up to the edge of our box. Chelsea defensive walls solid. Andre Gomez shoots. Shot deflected into the chest to Thiago Silva. Referee says not having that. Then Iwobi wins it off of Reece James, but Reece James just pushes him out of the way and says, give me that ball. And then Loftus-Cheek tries to break away, but Decore's done well to win it. 10 yards inside our half. And then Chelsea crowd him out with Jorginho and Hakim Ziyech. Alonso comes away with the ball. Halfway line. Stops. Gives it Jorginho. Goes square to Loftus-Cheek. One more to Reece James, right wing. Loftus-Cheek comes back inside and says, give me the ball. Gives it to him right at the centre circle. And gives it back inside to Thiago Silva. Now, Tony Rudiger. Just over halfway. But again, everyone behind the ball. Chelsea is stretched out, but no one's making runs. Everyone's standing still. Aspi steps forward and says, give me the ball. Drives forward and finds Pulisic. On the turn, collects it. Back to goal. He's been taken out. Been taken out by Decore. And Chelsea have now got a free kick. Same position. Well, 25 yards out, but this time it's dead centre. So your guess is as good as mine who's going to take it. So as Christian Pulisic gets to his feet, Rafa Benitez comes out and offers canapes. Everybody says, we're playing football, we don't want food. Bog off. Anyway, Chelsea have got a free kick. It's Alonso and Reece James. It's just left to centre, 25 yards out. So it looks as though Reece James just said to Alonso, I'm having this. But Alonso takes it, drills it straight into the wall. Back out to Reece James. He has a shot. Deary me, hardly any backlift. He's rifled it. It's about a foot over the bar. Chelsea, 7 attempts on goal at the minute. Everton with absolutely nothing at the moment. Pickford's doing his pieces right now at everyone. I've just got an NHS app that's just given me a notification of something. Just the area's changed or something, so we have to wait and see. So, once again, the Everton players, as Pickford's about to take a goal kick, they almost move over to his left-hand side. He's going to kick it straight out of play again. Looking for Sims over his head with Loftus-Cheek. Aspi gets the ball away. Pulisic, halfway line, takes the ball down. Loftus-Cheek stayed down. Ziyech plays the ball over the top, outside of his left foot to Reece James, right wing. Cross comes in first time, high, into the box. Pulisic goes up. Heads it sideways, and they get the ball away. And Loftus-Cheek still down. And now, as Everton clear the Chelsea attack, we now put it out of play for Loftus-Cheek to get some attention. He looks like he's in some discomfort here. What's he done here? Aspi's over with him. What has he done? He doesn't look happy, Loftus-Cheek. So with that, the Everton players rush over to the bench. They're probably asking Rafa if he's got any more garlic bread going. He's probably telling them that good job they're asking now, because in the next 5 minutes he's going to be serving soup. Anyway, Loftus-Cheek is still down. It's his ankle. His right ankle is the problem. Remember, the attacking options on the bench are non-existent for Chelsea. We've got 3 midfielders, though. We got N'Golo Kante, Ross Barkley, and the Impressive Sal Niguez. Make of that what you will. So breaking play. Just to recap, people, if you're not from the UK watching this particular stream, COVID is rife again. There's already 4 games on Saturday suspended or postponed and 1 on Sunday. As we know, Chelsea's selection has been affected by COVID. So we need to enjoy these games while we can. Loftus-Cheek is up. The magic sponge has worked again. So Chelsea take the drop ball and then play it back to Thiago Silva, back to Tony Rudiger. Bottom of the centre circle to Silva, back to Azpilicueta halfway line. Everton backed off. Everyone inside their own half. Silva finds Rudiger. As soon as it goes forward towards the halfway line, they then press. So we have to go backwards. Loftus-Cheek collects the ball. Just moves 2 yards, gives it back to Thiago Silva. Looking for an option, hasn't got one forward. Back to Rudiger. Now Ziyech drops deep to get it on the turn. He's been taken out by Holgate. Holgate has caught him. That's second for Holgate. Holgate's booked. That's Decore booked. That's Holgate booked. Ziyech collects it on the turn. He comes out to the right-hand side, Ziyech, with his back to goal. He collects the ball and he takes it with the outside of his left foot and goes inside. And as he's about to play it, Holgate takes him out, then the ball. So, first booking for Holgate this season, to be fair. Shocking tackle. Anyway, Ziyech is up. We're on the halfway line. Taking the play backwards. And we go forward to Loftus-Cheek. Comes inside, right of centre. Gives the ball to Thiago Silva. 30 yards out. Goes square to Rudiger. Everyone's behind the ball for Everton. He tries to find Pulisic, but he's crowded out. Everton play it to the right-hand side, then up the line. Looking for Sims, the youngster, who's got the Troy Deeneys about him. I've got to say, his physique and his frame. He's a handful, wearing number 50 on the back. Rafa Benitez, that's not a table number. That's his shirt number and his squad number. Benitez is up. He's saying something to Mason Holgate. Probably, do you want chips with that? Anyway, you take the throw-in up the line. Chelsea deal with it. Then Tony Rudiger flicks the ball up in the air. He's back to go. Well, he's back to play. Launches it over his head. Up to Pulisic, but he's crowded out of it again on halfway. Everton come away with the ball. Comes off a Chelsea player, Iwobi. Just barges Alonso out the way, and it goes out for an Everton throw-in. Halfway inside the Chelsea half. 0-0. Chelsea dominant. 7 attempts on goal. Everton 0 at the moment. Mendy's done nothing at the moment, or had to do nothing, apart from leave a ball to the last minute to get the ball away. They throw the ball high into our box and Thiago Silva volleys the ball away. They head it back forwards. Then Iwobi flicks it on. Rudiger tries to clear it. Only finds Iwobi. He's trying to play a ball wide to the left-hand side. Everton wins second ball, but then we force them backwards. And Pulisic up against Michael Keane. His touch is poor, but he collects the ball again. Halfway inside their half. Ziyech to his left. He's got Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek mount in the box. What does he do? He tries to shoot from wide left of the penalty box, literally on the corner of the penalty box. He tries a shot over the bar with 3 players in the box. We can't get into a situation where we're trying to impress the manager so much so that we just are greedy. Ross Barkley does it week in, week out. We can't have other people doing it. And Ziyech, that's twice he's done that. Players in the box that he could have found. Loftus-Cheek's height in there. He ignores it. Anyway, Pickford takes the goal kick. They flick on the first ball to Iwobi, but Jorginho gets there and half clears it. It hits the referee, who tries to get out of the way, makes a right mess of it. He's blown up and said, no, it hit me. Everyone knows it hit you. You couldn't get out of the way. It's like he tried to move in slow motion. So because we tried to clear it to come off him, he gave it back to Chelsea for a drop ball. We play the ball forward to Reece James on the right-hand side, and he's forced backwards to Thiago Silva. And Silva takes one touch. Everton backed off, but inside our half, but not pressing. Now they do as we go forward, and we've managed to work it with Jorginho to Loftus-Cheek. Reece James on the byline, collects it, goes back inside. Loftus-Cheek. Left-hand side, Tony Rudiger, left to the centre circle. Back inside the centre circle to Thiago Silva. Plays the ball 10 yards in front of him to Reece James. Looks for Loftus-Cheek, who flicks it out to the right-hand side to Aspi. Just does well enough to keep the ball in. And Newcastle 1-0 up at Liverpool. John Joe Shelby has scored against the Bin Dippers. Anyway, Chelsea play it forward. Hakim Ziyech into Pulisic, into Mount. Good play from Chelsea. We work the ball inside, then out. Reece James cross comes inside, looking for Mason Mount in the box. They clear the ball away, but it's good from Chelsea. Good 10 yards interplay between Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, Mason Mount, Pulisic, and it flicked outside. And they get the ball away. Chelsea throwing. Reece James back to Aspi, back to Thiago Silva. He's halfway inside their half, and the only ball he's got is Pulisic. Now Mason Mount. Jorginho, top of the centre circle. Shut down by Decore, so gives it to Rudiger. He's shut down by Iwobi. Thiago Silva. Mason Mount's found 10 yards of space. Turns, gives it to Jorginho. Rudiger 30 yards out. Ball inside to Ziyech. Goes one more wide to Alonso. Inside to Jorginho. Rudiger 30 yards from goal. Right hand side. Inside to Mount. Chelsea switching it from left to right. Aspi out to the byline to look to Reece James. Flicks it inside to Loftus-Cheek. Corner of the penalty box right hand side. Loftus-Cheek. Turns two players with a little back heel. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Brilliant from Loftus-Cheek. Two players up against him. He does the old Cruyff turn. Beats both of them and tries to flick it outside of his right foot to Mason Mount. Unfortunately, he's not on the same wavelength. And Mason Mount, the ball goes out of play for a Everton goal kick, which is going to be taken by Pickford out to the left-hand side. He's going to go out for a throw-in. Pickford launches one out to the left-hand side. And they flick it forward. It comes out to Azpilicueta on the right wing, who's shut down but just plays the ball up the line. And Chelsea don't keep it in play. And it's an Everton throw. 73% possession for Chelsea so far. Everton doing well just to try and stay in the game and try not to concede. They're making life difficult in defensive areas. They have got a little threat up front. Not like that. They play the ball. They take a short throw, Godfrey, into Sims, the Troy Deeney-esque forward, the youngster, and he plays it straight out of play. Chelsea throwing just inside the halfway line. Reece James takes it, throws it to Thiago Silva inside our half, and he goes square to Rudiger. Normal sort of pattern of play. Back to Silva. Halfway line, centre circle, Silva. Touches it to his right to Aspi. Shut down, so goes back to Silva. Silva on the centre spot. Gives it to Rudiger. Gets it back. 10 yards forward to Loftus-Cheek inside the half and back out. Jorginho halfway line. Ball over the top. Looking for the run of Reece James in behind. It's Mason Mount, sorry. And Brathwaite, the youngster, tries to take a touch. Doesn't. His touch is awful and he's forced to put the ball out by the corner flag. Mason Mount takes the throw in quickly to Aspi. Great little touch inside to Reece James to Loftus-Cheek. Tries a little spin on the corner of their box. They shut him away and it goes out for Chelsea throwing. Halfway inside their half, Aspi, Silva. Rudiger drops deep to come and get the ball and he gives it to him. Then goes back to Silva. They're backing off Thiago Silva. He's got 10 yards in front of him. He's taken two touches, then plays it wide right to Reece James. He's looking for a 1-2 with Mason Mount. A sound ball. Referee says no play on it. Bounced up and hit Decore on the arm. Everton clear it. Mendy comes out halfway inside our half and says, let me play. So he gives him the ball and gives it to Tony Rudiger. Rudiger goes square to Thiago Silva. He's on the halfway line. One more on the right-hand side is Aspi, who drives forward 10 yards, but then sees four Everton players in front of him, panics, and goes wide right to Reece James. Holds off a challenge, comes inside. Top of the centre circle's Jorginho. Left-hand side is Rudiger, gives it to him. Goes back to Jorginho as they're shut down. Inside their own half, they're pressing Everton, and they're forcing us back to the halfway line. Aspi, Thiago Silva, back to Thiago Silva again. Silva back to Aspi. Aspi strides forward 10 yards. Looking for a run. Mason Mount's trying to get inside that right side channel. Reece James now finds Loftus-Cheek. Top of the centre circle, goes one more to Rudiger. Back to Loftus-Cheek. Jorginho steps 10 yards forward and gives him an option, but ignores him. Goes left-hand side, Rudiger. Ziyech comes off the line and finds Alonso down the channel. Cross comes in, back post. He's actually on the penalty spot. It was a great move from Chelsea, and Mason Mount on the first time. Pickford saves it down to his right-hand side, but it didn't really have a lot of purchase on it. But Ziyech comes off the byline and does well, and Alonso goes. Alonso's ahead of him. Plays a great ball back to the penalty spot, and Mason Mount run onto it. Left foot, he can't get hold of it. 10 attempts, 5 on target compared to their 1 and none. And their goal kick is won by the youngster, but he heads it backwards to Decore, who gives the ball away, and Rudiger comes away with it. Over halfway, driving forward that left-hand side as he does. He tries to play the ball for Everton defender Kenny. And the referee says no chance. Rudiger, to be fair, look, as Rudiger's driving forward, Alonso sort of stops his run and Rudiger drives past him and realises he's got no ball to play. Tries to play it off the Everton defender, out of play by the corner flag. Didn't come off him. Everton corner flag. Holgate takes it up the line. Rudiger beats the youngster Sims to it. Half clear by Everton. Pulisic is all over Michael Keane. Forced him backwards. And then Keane plays it up the line. Sims holds it up against Rudiger. Does well as well. Finds Kenny. And then plays the ball up the line to Iwobi. Up against Rudiger. Does well to win a throw-in. Right in front of Thomas Tuchel. Rafa Benitez walks over, says, "Can I take your plates?" He said, "I haven't finished yet." Holgate takes the throw-in up the line. Long throw. Silva reads it. Touches it inside. Gives it away. They launch it forward first time. Aspie reads it. Comes across. Heads it clear. But the linesman's given it I think it's offside. So Chelsea, looks like Chelsea free kick, by the way. And with that, refreshments. So Chelsea take it quickly. Thiago Silva gives it to Loftus-Cheek, halfway inside our own half. Right inside of him is Aspie. Moves forward to the halfway line, gives him the ball. Back inside to Loftus-Cheek. Once again, we get to the halfway line. Everton then start pressing. They're backing off to the edge of they're inside their own half. Jorginho collects it. Inside's Loftus-Cheek, centre circle. Mount drops, Pulisic drops. Reece James goes right wing. Got no option, they're all blocked off. So we just play little 10-yard balls inside midfield at the minute and back to Thiago Silva on the halfway line. Left-hand side's Rudiger, got some space. Iwobi works across. Jorginho comes short, says, give me the ball. Back to Thiago Silva. Reece James on the overlap. Making that running behind again. Forcing Godfrey with him to free up some space on the right-hand side for Mason Mount. We worked it out to the left-hand side. Rudiger back inside Jorginho. The ball's Aspie. Finds him. Now Reece James on the byline. It's Mason Mount looking for a 1-2 of Reece James. He can't find him. They half clear it. But we win it back on the halfway line. Thiago Silva takes 2 touch. Slows the ball down. Looks for an option. My jokes are horrendous. How dare you? We play the ball to the right-hand side. Mason Mount takes on the defender but can't beat him. Stands up and plays the ball away, out of play. So Chelsea throw in, halfway inside their half. My jokes are horrendous. Honestly, they've been so offended. Anyway, Chelsea got possession with Thiago Silva inside their half. Shut down. Plays it into the feet of Loftus-Cheek. Does well to hold the ball up. Jorginho, 30 yards from goal, dead centre. Plays it wide left to Alonso. Shut down by Kenny. Comes inside, has to go backwards to Rudiger. Rudiger to Jorginho. Play it to feet of Mason Mount on the edge of the box. His first touch is bad. And they clear the ball away. As far as Thiago Silva, Mendy comes out and says, "Can I play again?" Gives him the ball just on the edge of the centre circle. Rudiger to left-hand side to Alonso. Pulisic drops off short and says, "Give me the ball." Gives it to him. The force backwards to Jorginho. Thiago Silva, top of the centre circle now. 2 touch, 3 touch. Goes square to Jorginho on his left. He goes one more to Rudiger. Everton's got everyone behind the ball. No option. So Rudiger goes wide right to Aspie. Ball inside Jorginho. Now to the feet of Mason Mount. Looking for the run of Aspie. Finds him, but Aspie's held up. Has to go back to Reece James, who forced him backwards. Chelsea having to go back to go forward. But now when we go forward, they got everyone behind the ball. Hakim Ziyech takes a touch. Pulisic lays it off. Hakim Ziyech shoots wide. Unlucky. Chelsea did great there, to be fair. Hakim Ziyech is lively. He comes to life. He picked the ball up 25 yards out. And as soon as he collects it, Pulisic comes off the defensive line and shows himself, like a Giroud used to do. You know, the same sort of size frame, the two of them. So Ziyech plays it into Pulisic. It does well to lay the ball off. And as Ziyech collects the second ball, it goes past the defender. He's on the D outside the box and he drives it left-footed, but he drives it 5 yards wide again. Pickford takes the goal kick once more. Silva's underneath it, wins a big header towards the halfway line. Holgate beats Pulisic to it. We half clear it, and then Ziyech drops deep to get it. Says, "I'll sort this out," and he does, and gives it square to Tony Rudiger. Thiago Silva. Jorginho, wide left. Hakim Ziyech, halfway inside their half, bit of space. Inside's Rudiger. Reece James. Reece James, every time we go forward, Reece James keeps running behind the defender, pushing him away, not making these sort of false runs. And we played it inside to the feet of Mason Mount, or Pulisic, sorry. That was unlucky. So Chelsea worked the ball out to the right-hand side, and we're looking for a ball up the line or inside. Pulisic comes out to the corner of the penalty box. They play it into him. He's actually done well. He's actually driven and won a corner. He tries to spin away towards the byline, and they clear it away for a corner. Chelsea corner. George Michael Alonso to take it. Our right wing, left foot in swinger. Near post. They head it away. Comes out as far as Ziyech. Blasts it towards goal. Deflected up in the air. He's gone down under pressure. Alonso's done well to hold the ball up and plays it inside to Mason Mount. 25 yards from goal. Mount. Into the feet of Rudiger. Holding people off edge of the box. Tries to find Mount. He does. Mount dances his way and Pickford comes out and he saves it with his feet. Pickford, they clear it. All you have to do is put it in. Brilliant play from Chelsea. Rudiger as well stepping up there. They work their way between their defensive line, the defenders, and they do so well with it, Chelsea. And Mason Mount dances his way in towards the penalty spot. Pickford comes out and sees it, and Mount tries to slot it past him. Pickford does that, spreads himself, and does really well to just stop the shot. Mason Mount was in. He's literally all alone as he approaches the 6-yard box, and Pickford comes out to him. Chelsea just do so well. Rudiger does really well. Mount gave him the ball on the edge of the box. Rudiger holds people up, then just sort of plays this little pass inside, like towards the penalty spot, and Mount runs onto it with Alonso dummying it, and Mount was wide open. Great save from Pickford, to be fair. Chelsea should at least be 1-0. Anyway, Chelsea have got the ball. We've won the ball back from their goal kick. Rudiger gives it Loftus-Cheek, centre circle. Reece James on that run again, from right to left. And Mason Mount goes out in the space when James comes inside. James is still inside. Mount's on the right wing. Rudiger now, halfway inside their half. Gives it Jorginho under pressure. It's Hakim Ziyech. He's lost it to Decore. Iwobi, halfway line. Comes inside, but crowded out by Alonso and by Rudiger. And Loftus-Cheek comes away with it. Now we've got some space. Pulisic, shut down by Andre Gomez, who elbows him in the back, takes him out. He does this, Andre Gomez. Well, you did that, mate. You just fouled him. The referee was right there and gave it. Chelsea free kick, halfway inside their half, dead centre, too far out for a direct option. So Jorginho takes it short to Mason Mount, gets it back. One more to Rudiger, left to centre. Back top of the centre circle. Inside their half to Thiago Silva. Just flicks the ball out to his right to Aspi, who plays it out to Reece James on the byline. He lays it inside to Jorginho. Chelsea making little triangles here to try and work some space. We're forced backwards to Aspi. Aspi. Inside to Thiago Silva. Liverpool 1-1 Newcastle. Jota scored for Liverpool. So we play it forward. Jorginho gives the ball away. And Everton come away with it, but Jorginho does well to try and win it back. It's gone out for an Everton throw on the halfway line. So there's no rush to take it. Godfrey. Steals 5 yards or so. Chelsea in the defensive positions, just crowding players out. Throw goes up the line. Silva wins second ball. Jorginho, now Rudiger, now Alonso. Shut down, pressed by Everton. Straight away in the side of our half. Does well to hold it up and finds Jorginho. Finds Pulisic on the halfway line, but he's beaten by Michael Keane. They try and play it forward. It comes off Jorginho. Everton forced backwards. Pulisic. Michael Keane. Pulisic is after Pickford. Launches one left-footed. Plays it up the line to Godfrey. He knocks the ball inside. And Loftus-Cheek fouls the player on the left-hand side. I think it's Gordon. And it's an Everton free kick on the halfway line. Right out on the left-hand side. About 5 yards inside the byline. And they play the ball up the line. There's a runner. And it's Godfrey. He's in behind. Flicks the ball over the head of Azpilicueta, but Reece James has done well to cover it off. He heads it back to Edouard Mendy, who's had nothing to do, so dives onto the ball. Bit of action, he says. Then rolls it out to Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva plays it forward to Jorginho. Everton look like they're tiring a little bit. Jorginho's allowed to come forward 10 yards inside our own half and then gives it to right-hand side inside the centre circle to Loftus-Cheek. As Decore goes to press him, it gives it to Rudiger and goes back to Thiago Silva. Inside our half, bottom of the centre circle. Loftus-Cheek. Back to Thiago Silva. Looking for options. Ziyech shows inside. He ignores him because he's been blocked off. So goes to Rudiger, who sweeps the ball to the right-hand side to Aspi. Inside to Reece James. Plays it off the Everton defender for a Chelsea throw-in. 10 yards inside our half. Mount and Reece James having a conversation. Reece James is doing this to say, what do you expect me to do here? And it's gone back to Thiago Silva on the halfway line. Loftus-Cheek, back to goal. Goes square to Jorginho. Mason Mount on the half turn. Collects it. Reece James. Inside to Azpilicueta. 30 yards out. Goes backwards to the edge of the centre circle. Thiago Silva strides forward. Finds Rudiger. Everyone for Everton's behind the ball. 30 yards out from goal. Everyone's defending their own goal. Loftus-Cheek with a bad touch does really well to beat Iwobi. He runs around the outside of Iwobi to win the ball back. Brilliant from Loftus-Cheek. We've gone back to the halfway line. Now forward to Jorginho. Now Rudiger. Now Alonso. Up the line is Ziyech. Holding up the great play from Ziyech. Holds off a defender. Back heels it inside to Alonso. Loftus-Cheek. Aspi. Mason Mount's got some space, but a bad first touch. And he's given a free kick away. Gordon, the Everton midfielder, has done really well to get himself goal side. And Mason Mount's first touch was poor. On the half turn, you can see he's grimacing, Mason Mount. As he tries to control the ball and he loses it, you can see his disappointment on his face, and he ends up taking the Everton player out. So Pickford's got a free kick, 5 yards outside his own penalty box. Placed there for him, but he makes sure that he walks up. Liverpool 2-1. Salah scored now. It lasted 25 minutes. Pickford launched the ball high. Inside our half. Thiago Silva, free header, just heads it up in the air. As far as Hakim Ziyech. Jorginho mops up. Finds Reece James. Holds off a great challenge. 10 yards inside our half. Now the halfway line. Hakim Ziyech drives forward, left-footed. He's inside their half now, halfway. Reece James switches it from right to left to Rudiger. He's got to move outside to chase the ball down, does, and collect it. Loftus-Cheek up against Andre Gomez. Tries to turn him, but holds him off. Silva, Alonso, Jorginho. Little triangles again. Chelsea working it out to the right. Aspi, inside to Alonso. Lose it to Andre Gomez. Goes past Jorginho. They got a run on the left-hand side. And they have. It's Godfrey. Godfrey, left-hand side of our penalty box. They got 4 players in the box, Everton. They find Decore near post. Back to goal. He's trying to work his way out. Gets as far as Gordon, who shoots low down. Mendy's all the way behind it. Gets his body behind it and just literally just collects the ball. Nice and simple. Scottish Joe, thank you, mate. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Call it as I see it. So Chelsea play the ball forward to Loftus-Cheek. He lays it off to Rudiger and he gives it inside to Jorginho. Back to goal. He's allowed to turn the halfway line and he goes square to Loftus-Cheek, centre circle. One more to Reece James. He's got about 10 yards of space to move into. But as we play the ball forward, Everton are backing off. Everyone's behind the ball inside their own half again. Loftus-Cheek goes square to Rudiger. Iwobi shuts him down. Gives it inside to Jorginho, asking for an option to his left. Hasn't got one. Gives it to the right-hand side to Loftus-Cheek. Azpilicueta. One more out to Reece James. Reece James back to Aspi. Loftus-Cheek. Halfway inside their half. Dead centre. Lays it back to Thiago Silva. Rudiger. Silva. Top of the centre circle. Slowing it down, Chelsea. Just moving it between the back three again. Everton backed off. Everyone's backed off behind the ball. Little ball inside from Rudiger to Jorginho. Little bit of space. And Chelsea try and work it. Pulisic drops deep. He comes off the defender. Tries to find Loftus-Cheek, gives the ball away. And Decore's driving forward over halfway. Loftus-Cheek fouls him from behind. That'll be a booking. And it is. He had a run on the right-hand side. Kenny. And Loftus-Cheek done. I mean, it's one of those tackles where he had to make it. Chelsea looking for little intricate passes. People to drop off the defensive line, to drop 10 yards off, then play the ball into them and just lay it off and try and create space. Everton chance for a free kick to launch it towards our goal. Chelsea's got a defensive line that's 10 yards outside of our own box. holding the high line. They take it. Gordon takes it towards the back post. It's level the edge of the box. It's headed away by Thiago Silva. Pulisic can't control it. They go backwards. It's gone back to Decore. With no one near him, he's gone back to Pickford, but Pickford's going to kick the ball out of play. I think someone's down injured. No, they're not. Pickford launches it out to his right-hand side, our left-hand side. Alonso dummies it, goes out of play for a throw into Chelsea. 2 minutes of injury time with Benitez up on the sideline asking if anybody wants pudding. Everybody said, I haven't had my mains yet. What are you talking about? What sort of waiter are you, is what they've just said. Anyway, we just played the ball forward. Thiago Silva finds Loftus-Cheek halfway line to Aspie. Back to Thiago Silva. Jorginho with 10 yards of space. Halfway line. Now shut down. Gives it to Rudiger. Jorginho collects it again. Everton back off inside their own half. Jorginho works out to left-hand side to Ziyech. Looking for a ball over the top. Finds Pulisic, who's made the run towards the byline. Can't control it. It's coming over his shoulder and he's trying to control it from mid-air. Can't do it. Everton goal kick. Chelsea are busy. Very, very busy in this game, which is good to see. But Everton are backing off. What they're doing is they're pushing into our half. When we got the ball inside our box or around our box, as we come forward, they back off. And then as we play it inside their half, they back off to 30 yards out. Everyone's behind the ball. Chelsea trying to find space, and it's difficult at the minute. So Pickford's taking his time with a goal kick and fires it out to that left-hand side again. But flick it forward again. Aspie up against Iwobi. Does well to make a meal of it. And Chelsea have won themselves a throw-in. Reece James takes it quickly to Thiago Silva. Out just on the edge of our box. He strides forward 5 yards. From right to left, gives it to Rudiger, who gives it now to Alonso. 20 seconds of injury time to go. Alonso inside to Rudiger. Loftus-Cheek, centre circle. Back to Thiago Silva. Everton backed off once again. Silva finds Mason Mount on that right-hand side channel. Iwobi goes out to meet him. Play the ball back to Azpilicueta. Referee blows the whistle. It's half-time. And that's Chelsea 0, Everton 0. Chelsea being the dominant team in that half. And you have to say, but for Jordan Pickford and Chelsea's finishing, Reece James missed an absolute sitter in early doors. He made a run from right to left or from outside to in. Played inside the right-hand side of their box, heading towards the goal. Pickford comes out. All he's got to do is play it past him. He went to the outside of him, to the near post, rather than towards the far post and played it 5 yards wide. And then Mason Mount, played in by Rudiger, waltzes his way into the edge of the 6-yard box, strikes the ball down, and Pickford comes out, spreads himself as he does, and makes a great save, Pickford. So Chelsea have done more than enough to try and get the ball in the back of the net, but for Pickford and poor finishing. But it's going to be difficult to break him down. Dale, how are you? Good to see you in. Welcome along, everyone. If you've never seen this stream before, welcome along. It's a live match commentary, ball-by-ball coverage. Some say the best there is to watch ball-by-ball coverage. And, yeah, so how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. You're all looking forward to Christmas, and I hope that everyone's okay. Do us a favour, smash the like button for me. If you can all do it for me, that'd be fantastic. It puts it out there to more Chelsea fans so they're aware there's a live stream going on. If we can try to get as close to 100 by the second half as possible. 100, he says. I'm only looking at 45 at the minute. Honestly. If you've never seen the stream before, welcome. Welcome to the channel as well. Make sure you... Lazy ASP says, Everton fan here, great commentary, can't believe we're winning 0-0. Fair play, fair play. Love a bit of the old banter. Well, don't mind the Everton, I have to say, don't mind Everton and their supporters. It's the bin dippers on the other side of the town I don't like. Tim Rodden or Roden, how are you in Australia? How are you? How you doing? Tim, do you realise whenever I speak to people in America, they always ask me if I'm Australian. I haven't got a clue, honestly. I haven't got a clue. Whereabouts in Australia are you watching from? There was somebody earlier watching from Namibia, Australia. We've got people all over the place, and it's great to see you in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of the live stream. We're going to keep this stream going until 10 o'clock this evening for the Chelsea pub after the game. And the Chelsea pub, if you've never seen it before, what we do, we reminisce. We can talk about this game. We can talk about other games. We can talk about players, your favourite players from back in the day, favourite games, that sort of thing. We're going to keep it going. Gold Coast, Everton fan as well. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. Am I Australian? No. I'm South African, Scottish Joe. Where are you from? Damn. Honestly, we like to have a little bit of the old bants going on. So, yeah, Chelsea pub after the game's finished. I'm going to try and arrange for Chelsea pub before Christmas or between Christmas and the New Year, where we're just going to come on and we're just going to sit and have ourselves a discussion. Chelsea retro, talking about the old days, these days, happy days, bad days, favourite players, awful players. You know, we like to what you do if you meet your mates down the pub. So that's what we try to do with this particular channel. That's what I'm trying to do. Unfortunately, though, as you can imagine, you do get some complete bell pieces that join and just get involved and all sorts. Is Big Rom on the bench? Mezzy, how are you, mate? Great shout. Is Rom on the bench? What position do you think Abramovich would play? There's a question for half time. If he could pick any position on the pitch, what would it be? And don't say he'd buy one. Dimitri Karine. One of my worst ones was Slaviša Djukanovic. Remember him? And he wore number 10, honestly. Let's have a bit of Chelsea pub now then. Come on, till the second half kicks off. Clearly from New Zealand. Christian, I know. Oh, dear. Honestly. Dog Bone is in as well. Good to see you, Dog Bone. So, yeah. Oh, look, no one's told me about my clock. Honestly. My high-level electronics, my high-level technical gadgets here. No one's reminding me about my clock, so I've got to do this. There you go. Happy days. There you go. Look at that. 45 minutes. Outstanding. Smash the like button for me, people. Smash that like button. We've got a job on here, second half, to try and break them down. But we've shown that we can, with a couple of these little triangles and the intricate passing, we can. Everton will no doubt have some point where they're gonna have a chance at some point, and we need to be aware of it. That Gordon's quite a good player, I have to say, by the looks of it. I'm not sure, the Everton fans that are watching this stream, I'm not sure, is it Braithwaite or something? He looks like he could be one of the centre-backs for Brighton. He's quite a lump, isn't he? Honestly. Dennis Wise. Exactly. The terrier, that was Dennis Wise. Bronwyn, I think, is that the second time you said about Emerson coming back? I don't think he can recall him from loan. Isn't he on a 2-year loan, Emerson? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's on a 2-year loan or if it's a normal loan. Mezzy, I'm good, mate. I hope you and the family are all good for me. Most disappointing Chelsea was Pato. Yeah. Penalty at Aston Villa, wasn't it? And he celebrated like he won the lottery, bless him. So, yeah. So we're waiting to see, obviously waiting for the second half to kick off. The Bin Dippers are 2-1 up against Newcastle. So with Man City winning, with them winning, we need to make sure we get 3 points today. We can't fall further behind or drop behind them. The busy Christmas period. And again, people, if you haven't seen it already, COVID is rife in the UK again, unfortunately. And there's 4 games postponed for Saturday. There's a game postponed already for Sunday. Chelsea have obviously got COVID. People affected by COVID already. And what you fear for the weekend's games, and you fear for the games over Christmas with this outbreak. And obviously, at the moment, they're trying to avoid shutting it down and having lockdown, but it's heading that way. Matthias Kesman. He come with a big reputation, Kesman, didn't he? He scored a couple of decent goals. I'll tell you one for me from back in the day. Robert Fleck, remember him? But we've had some forwards that turn up to Chelsea that have a big reputation, score plenty of goals, and they just turn up at Chelsea and nothing happens. Chris Sutton. Robert Fleck. You know. Honestly, I've just seen the replays of this Chelsea, of the chances. Great save from Pickford, honestly. Mason Mount should have scored. Reece James, we should be 2-0 up. Didn't happen. Pickford done well. Drinking beer with a jug would have been better. Yeah. Yeah, looking at Everton's counter-attack. And when they counter-attack, they're pushing people forward. Doucouré's asking for it through the middle. And they don't play it. Paul's done it, and he chim chimney, chiroo. Who needs Wayne Rooney when you got Moo too? Anyway, Charlie Cook, what a player he was. Clinton, my dad always tells a story about Charlie Cook and Osgood and all that back in the day. Now, my family's actually from Chelsea. I'm born and bred in the area. And so my dad was working for the post office. Him and his mates were out in one of these social clubs back in the 70s. And let's just say early hours of the morning on a Friday night into Saturday. And Charlie Cook and Ozzy and somebody else were in there, and Charlie Cook was paralytic drunk. And he got to a point where Peter Osgood asked my dad and his mates if they could help him get Charlie Cook into a taxi to get him home. And as they got him in a taxi, they turned around and said to Peter Osgood, how the hell is he supposed to be playing tomorrow? They went home thinking, no, he ain't going to be playing. Saturday afternoon, Charlie Cook there comes out. He's named in the starting 11, comes out, scores hat-trick. Paralytic drunk, literally 15 hours before. It's unreal. Absolutely unreal. Winston Bogarda or Boharder. The thing is, unfortunately for him, he was a good player. He was a good player, done well for Barcelona, done well where he's at beforehand. He comes to Chelsea and always be known as the bloke that used to just literally just take a wage playing in reserves all the time, wouldn't it? Kerry Dixon, what a player he was. Great player. Kerry Nixon. I'll take it that's you've got auto complete, Giuseppe, on your keyboard. Just waiting for the second half to start. All the nonsense with the pundits on BT. I tell you what really frustrates me about pundits on TV in the UK is you've got the pundits that have won stuff, that have won games, that have been, you know, they've Dick Van Dyke's Cockney accent. Oh dear. Let's just say nothing about that, honestly. Matthew, how you doing? Make sure you come back, Matthew, after the game's finished for the Chelsea pub. We'll run it for about half an hour, 25 minutes till 10. I've got to go and feed my little baby boy for his night feed between 10 and 11. So that's why I'm on the shandies. It is shandies. Do as you're told, shandy, believe it or not. Anyway, Sean Wright Phillips was decent. But this is what we talked about in the Chelsea pub before on the channel here. Think of the players we've had play for our football team. Especially since Abramovich turned up. Think of the names of the players and some big, big names that have played for us. Who remembers George Weah playing for Chelsea? Honestly, Samuel Eto'o, George Weah, Sebastian Veron, there you go. Honestly. Falcao. There's another one. He was disappointing, wasn't he? Pato. Alexandre Pato. We've had some players play for us, honestly. Really have. Okay, maybe Ballack as well. Brian Laudrup. Whenever I think of Brian Laudrup, I think of Chelsea v Blackburn away. Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson was managing Blackburn. Gianluca Vialli managing Chelsea. Chelsea were really struggling, or Blackburn were winning, and he brought on Torre Andre Flo, second half. And Brian Laudrup just ripped him apart, and Torre Andre Flo scored, and Chelsea won it. And when Chelsea scored the winner, with about 10 minutes to go, Gianluca Vialli's doing this down the sideline. And while Roy Hodgson's doing his pieces at the referee, and the right will go, bless him. Oh dear. Erling Crespo. First time we saw a match in colour, FA Cup final, Leeds. Chelsea v Leeds. Always remember Charlie Cook header. Matthew, yeah, you know the drill then, mate. You know the drill. Matthew, my little boy was born the day after. Well, my wife went into labour the day after the Champions League final. How's that? I tried to get the name changed to Kai, but she wasn't having it. Essien. Michael Essien. Also, you think of the midfield as well. You've got Ballack, you've got Essien. You've got what's his face? Little Portuguese fella. His name's gone from me now. Played Deco. That's it. He played for us. Deco. It's like someone to play. Frank Leboeuf. Paul, great shout. True story. I was working for DHL back in the day, years ago, when Frank Leboeuf was playing for Chelsea. And one of the blokes I was working with said, we've got a delivery for Frank Leboeuf that's been carded. Nobody's in. So he knew his football. Believe it or not, he's an Everton fan, my mate Lewis. Anyway, so he phoned up and Frank Leboeuf's wife answered. And he said, is there a Mr. F. Leboeuf that lives at your address? And she's like, yes, that's my husband. He's famous. And, oh, is he? What does he do? I've never heard of him, sort of thing. And, so the driver that went and delivered it, Frank Leboeuf received it, give him an autograph and all that sort of stuff. But the fact that he phoned up and said, is there any Mr. F. Leboeuf there? And she said, yeah, my husband, he's famous. I've never heard of him. Brilliant. I'm just seeing the Liverpool-Newcastle game and the goals. Oh, my word. So it's 1-1. They play the ball inside the midfield to John Joe Shelvey, and he plays the ball back blind, and they don't clear it. And a shot from Mane is deflected into the feet of Mo Salah, who's just from the edge of the box, side foots in the back of the net. Talk about how's your luck. Honestly. Anyway, Kazaragi's another one. Great shout, Pierluigi. Right, Chelsea about to kick off second half. No changes. Kicking from left to right towards the Matthew Harding. Pulisic's going to kick us off. Yeah, Clark, I know. And we kick off. Get the game underway and we go outside to Azpi. Loftus-Cheek, back to Reece James, back to Azpi, and he goes inside to Thiago Silva. Quaresma, great shout, Book of Ali. Ricardo Quaresma, another one. Goes outside to Alonso. Back to Rudiger. Back outside to Alonso. George Michael, bless him. Don't see him in the same room. Obviously, I know you can't these days, but, from the Wham days. Anyway, so Rudiger plays it forward to Mason Mount, who's come inside. He plays the ball out left-hand side, looking for Hakim Ziyech by the corner flag. Ziyech up against Holgate, step over. Tries to turn him, but Holgate reads it. Goes out of play for a Chelsea corner. Done well. We found ourselves some space there. Ziyech, first touch was a bit poor. It's about 10 yards in front of him. It's actually a throw-in. So, Alonso, level the edge of their box, their penalty box. Goes back to Rudiger, left-hand side. Back to Thiago Silva, top of the centre circle. Comes forward and allowed to come forward to about halfway inside their half. Then Everton backed off. He's gone wide right to Azpi. Up to Reece James. He's crowded out by three players. Has to go back to Thiago Silva. Back to Rudiger, centre circle. Back to Silva, halfway line. Everton working hard to press inside their own half only. Chelsea play it forward to Jorginho. We found a little bit of space. Ziyech comes inside to the feet of Pulisic. It comes off that defensive line. Plan is the false nine, Pulisic to lay, and we give the ball away. And then Iwobi, ball over the top. They got a run on the right-hand side, Everton. They're in behind, and well done, Rudiger. Kenny, the right back for Everton, made a great run down the right-hand side. And as the ball's high up in the air, he sees Rudiger coming over, and if anything, you've got to say, he bottled it, and Rudiger got there. But in the build-up to that, Iwobi. So as Iwobi's got his back to play, and he's trying to hold the ball up, Hakim Ziyech comes in front of him to nick it off of him, and Iwobi puts his foot down And Ziyech has done his ankle. His ankle's gone over. Omar, no disrespect, but honestly, I can't even call you what I want to because we're live. Where's my moderator? Where are you? Or moderators? Dale? Anyway, Hakim Ziyech is down, hold on to his left ankle. It's a complete accident, but he's gone over. You can see he's gone over on his ankle. It's not nice. He's going to get up. It's his right ankle, believe it or not. He's up. He's fine. It's amazing, isn't it? 30 seconds ago, he's in agony. And then the magic... What is in that magic sponge? That's all I want to know. He's up. He's fine. Ross Barkley's warming up. Bless him. Ziyech is sort of on his haunches, holding on to his ankle. He's had to go off the pitch. Chelsea take the throw in over halfway. And it goes back to Pickford. He's on the edge of his box. He tells his Everton defenders to push forward, but then plays the ball square to Braithwaite or Braithwaite. And he, playing left-sided centre-back, launched the ball over the top, looking for the other youngster, the Troy Deeney-esque Sims. He's got a good frame about him for a centre-forward, I've got to say. It goes over his head. And Chelsea just play it out from the back. Thiago Silva, halfway inside our half. One more to Aspi. Now Jorginho halfway line as Everton work across to shut him down. Jorginho, Loftus-Cheeks, held off a challenge from Andre Gomez, but then Everton win the ball back on the edge of their own box. Chelsea all over them, pressing forward, trying to win the ball back. They launch it forward. Godfrey launches it up to Sims. Thiago Silva, his experience, just reads the play, lets him run past the ball, collects it nice and simple, and gives it to Tony Rudiger. And he can stride forward. Iwobi comes to meet him. He's on the edge of the centre circle. Into the feet of Mason Mount. Finds Pulisic. One more to Alonso. Looks up. No one's in the box. Alonso, corner of the box, left-hand side. Goes outside to Mason Mount, but the pass was awful. Aspi plays the ball into the box. Half cleared. Deflected. Loftus-Cheek tries to get a shot in. It's half cleared again. Then they launch it away. As far as Rudiger, he takes control of the situation. Heads the ball down to Thiago Silva, who finds Hakim Ziyech, corner of the box, takes it down, tries to get a cross in, and it's been blocked away. 5 minutes into the second half, Chelsea dominant again, playing really well. And we got a throw in. Alonso finds Mason Mount. Iwobi nips in to win it, and they half clear it up the line. Rudiger up against Sims, wins it off him. Well done, 30 yards from goal. Jorginho back to Thiago Silva, top of the centre circle, looking for an option. He goes wide left to Hakim Ziyech, who's still out there. Takes it on his knee, gets it out of his feet, comes inside and gives it to Mason Mount. Shoots from distance, and Pickford makes a meal of it. The ball looks like from this angle, looks like it was going well wide, and Pickford's palmed it away. Was it deflected? Let's have a look here. He's level on the edge outside the box. Like, if you can imagine the left corner, as we're attacking the box, the left-hand side corner, yeah, it's deflected, but it's heading into the far post, and well done, Pickford. Chelsea corner, right wing, Alonso, left foot, this time towards the penalty spot. And it's just gone over. Loftus-Cheek gets the header just outside the 6-yard box, loose header towards the back post, over the bar. Alonso's corner, I have to say, was right on the money. It was actually, I said the penalty spot, it was 6-yard box. Loftus-Cheek beats Andre Gomez, but it comes off his back. Doesn't come off his head. And it goes over the bar. Unlucky. Smash that like button for me, people. Let's try and get to 100 before we finish up this evening. So, Pickford, goal kick, launches it to the left-hand side again. Godfrey's going to go for it. Reece James says, no, you're not. Just stops him from running forward. It goes out of play for Chelsea throw-in. So, take it short. Thiago Silva gives it back to Azpilicueta. Then Aspi back to Thiago Silva. Jorginho drops inside the centre circle, says, give me the ball, and gives it to him. So, Rudiger, left-hand side of the centre circle, rolls it to his right to Thiago Silva. Centre circle still. Gives it to Aspi inside. 10 yards. Jorginho turns away from the challenge. Plays a great ball. Looking for the run of... It was Mason Mount. Great ball from Jorginho, but they read it. They half clear it. We collected it on the edge of the box. Reece James right-hand side to the back post. Cross comes in. Kenny panics with nobody there and just puts it out of play for a Chelsea corner from the left-hand side this time. Be a right foot in-swinger. Mason Mount. Chance to get the bigger players inside the box. George Michael, Alonso, Silva, Rudiger. Cross comes in, near post. Flicked on by Aspi. Blocked away. Comes to the edge of the box and Everton half clear it. Then break away with the ball with Gordon. He's got Godfrey outside of him. Held up by Alonso. Man overs Iwobi. Decore's on his own in the middle. And he holds it up and plays the wrong ball. He finds Sims. Honestly, it comes out to the right-hand side. What's the chance for Everton? They've wasted it. Absolutely wasted it. Iwobi. Rafa Benitez has thrown his serving tray in disgust on the Everton bench. Everton worked the ball really well from left to right, halfway inside our half. As Chelsea got everyone's pushed up for the corner. As Chelsea are backing off, they play it into Iwobi, right of centre, and Decore is unmarked, running through the middle, onside, and he ignores him. Deary me. Anyway, Chelsea got the goal kick. Big chance for Everton, wasted. Rudiger finds Thiago Silva centre circle, halfway line, ball over the top, looking for the run of Pulisic. But of course, you play the ball up high to Pulisic, up against defenders like Michael Keane, who's probably about 8 foot taller than him. It's not going to work. Goes through to Pickford. Rolls it out to left-hand side of the penalty box to Brathwaite. He then launches it high, looking up the line for the run of Gordon. Aspi, with his class, just heads it inside. Thiago Silva. He goes Rudiger, goes one more Alonso. Everton push up and press, and now Pulisic's trying to pin Michael Keane, who volleys the ball, well, half volleys it back to Pickford, takes the touch. Just outside of his goal line, plays it out to left-hand side. Aspi and Gordon clash, fall over. Rafa Benitez, who's trying to pick up his serving tray, has thrown it on the floor again, saying to the referee, that's a free kick, surely. And did you want any puddings? Anyway, everyone in the chat, I'd like to just point out the Prime Minister's in. Bojo, how you doing? Now, I'm not actually... You're not missing anything. Everton are taking the free kick right in front of Rafa Benitez. Straight out of play for a Chelsea goal kick. Mendy gives it to Rudiger, who plays it outside to Hakim Ziyech on the halfway line, left-hand side of the byline. Plays the ball inside to Alonso, who's got his horrible first touch. Horrible first touch. And he's given away a free kick, Alonso. Smash that like button. Pickford takes a free kick quickly and finds Iwobi. What's going on here? Referee's told Pickford the ball's still moving. As Pickford finds Iwobi, he's on the right wing with acres of space. The referee blows the whistle to say, put it back to Pickford. And Iwobi, in his frustration, has launched the ball in the volley up in the air. He's come down with snow on it, bless him. Anyway, Pickford's got the ball back, halfway inside his own half, and now launches it up to his left-hand side, our right-hand side. Gordon up against Aspi, doesn't win it. Godfrey on the overlap. Good move. They're trying to pin Aspi, and Godfrey's getting forward, and he's actually won the second ball, and his shot basically has been sort of deflected, and Mendy's just fallen on it. Chelsea come forward, and as we come forward at Everton, same thing again, backing off to the halfway line, allowing Chelsea possession inside our own half, comes to Aspi, and he goes right-hand side to Loftus-Cheek. He's found himself on the right wing. He's got Reece James outside of him, Jorginho inside, gives it Jorginho. He now goes out to Reece James. Everton with 5 players across their penalty box. Reece James has been caught off the ball by Godfrey as he laid it off and played the ball inside. And it's a Chelsea free kick right on the byline, about 25 yards from goal. Was he caught? Yeah, he was caught by Godfrey. Yeah. So Reece James, about 5 yards inside the byline. He's got a chance to get his ball to swing it in the box. They've got everybody. They've got everybody inside on the edge of their box. Cross comes in. Oh my word, unlucky. The cross comes in towards the penalty spot. Pulisic tries to flick it on. It comes off the Everton defender, and Aspi's coming round, collects it, volleys the ball over the bar. It's unlucky. Unlucky. To be fair though, Aspi, he's moving from the penalty spot out towards the right hand side. He's trying to get his body around and get his foot around the ball, and he can't. So Pickford with a goal kick out to that left hand side again, launches it. It's going to go out of play. Loftus-Cheek wins the first header brilliantly well, and then plays the ball off of Decore for a Chelsea throw in. 80% possession for Chelsea, 442 completed passes to Everton's 20%, and just 74 completed passes for Everton. Chelsea bring the ball forward to the halfway line. Azpilicueta being shut down by Gordon. Jorginho now plays it out to the right hand side of Loftus-Cheek, spins Andre Gomez, and he's away. Loftus-Cheek, he tries to find Pulisic, and he can't. Pulisic crowded out. He's been crowded out by the defence, and Braithwaite's come forward, and Jorginho's just taken him out. Jorginho's going mad at someone. I think it's Pulisic. Jorginho's learned English, and he's learned a particular saying, which when he's not best pleased, let's just say that, but took him out. He took the defender out. That's what you call a professional foul, big time, but it was noticeable. As soon as he fouled him, he turned to Pulisic, was having a right go at him, Jorginho. Right, Everton are making a change. They take their free kick, launch it up to Iwobi, doesn't make no effort. He goes straight through to Mendy. Honestly, they're offering hardly anything going forward, Everton. Hardly anything. But they had a massive opportunity from Iwobi there to lift his head up and play it to Decore, and he was in on goal. And he just didn't play it. Didn't play it. Anyway, Chelsea bring the ball forward to the halfway line. Jorginho collects it. Everton backed off in a defensive shape again. 4-man defence, 5-man in front, and Chelsea trying to work it. It's unlucky. Work out to left-hand side. We play it inside to Mason Mount, who tries to find a runner Pulisic inside the box, overplays it. Pickford comes out, collects it. And just drops it to his feet, edge of the box. He's telling the defender to move forward, and Pickford launches it. Up over halfway to Sims, over his head. Thiago Silva, nice and simple. Heads it inside to Jorginho. Halfway line, Jorginho, dead centre. Outside of him is Loftus-Cheek, gives it to him. Tries to ride the challenge of the defender who took him out. It's a free kick, he took him out. Reece James was on the right-hand side. It's Braithwaite. I've been saying his name wrong the whole time. Doing the guy a disservice, bless him. But he found Loftus-Cheek, and outside of him, moving alongside Loftus-Cheek was Reece James, who would have been in on the right-hand side. Got took out by Braithwaite, not Braithwaite, Braithwaite, and it's a Chelsea free kick. 30 yards from goal. I'd say it's about 5 yards outside the width of the 6-yard box. If you can imagine the position. 30 yards from goal. Everton push their defensive line up right onto the edge of the box. Reece James, one arm in the air, plays it towards the back post. Rudiger, oh my word. You're watching the ball go across and Rudiger's running onto it back post. An Everton foot appears from nowhere and puts him off. And Rudiger, is it Rudiger or the defender? And Rudiger panics, heads it 5 yards wide. So Sims, the youngster Sims, Troy Deeney-esque Sims, I've got to say, he's got a good physique for centre forward. He comes off, been busy, and another youngster called Dobbin comes on. As Sims comes off, he gives Rafa a tip, which is his most appreciative, puts it in his pocket. Pickford plays the ball again, left-hand side. Over everybody, straight out for a throw-in again. Every goal kick is playing out to the left-hand side. Anyway, Chelsea got the ball. Thiago Silva. Tony Rudiger, bottom of the centre circle. Rudiger. Everton backing off to the halfway line. Ball over the top, looking for the runner. Reece James has gone in from right to left, and Pickford comes out to punch. Clatters Reece James. They both hug each other, no issue. It's a free kick. Yeah, Reece James is... No, to be fair... So Reece James makes the run from right to left. He goes inside the penalty box and he stumbles. And as Pickford comes out and punches it, Reece James clatters into Pickford. And to be fair, he's like that, Reece James. I fell over. Pickford knows there was no problem. And so referee just says it's a free kick. Pickford's holding his gonads. It says that he's caught me there. I just want to point out, though, when he was clattered and he hit the ground, Pickford, his hair didn't move, so it's all right. Vaseline or lacquer works on this occasion. For all your sticky hair needs, follow the example set by Jordan Pickford and Jack Grealish. Let's just say that. Anyway, Chelsea have got the goal kick and we play it out. Play it forward to go backwards. Thiago Silva. Everton are pressing now. They're pressing high inside our half. Aspi up the line to Reece James. Shut down by 3 Everton defenders. But lucky enough, he's been fouled. Gordon, Godfrey, the guy that's just come on, Dobbin, they're all after us. They're doing really, really well here, Everton now. Ross Barkley and Sal Niguez are about to come on. Hold the phone. Sal Niguez. I feel for the guy, honestly. I really do. Somebody else has been caught off the ball here. What's happened here? So Chelsea played the ball to Pulisic halfway line and he's been caught. He's gone down and someone's been booked. He's got Andre Gomez has caught him off the ball. Done him. And it's a Chelsea free kick on the halfway line. So, Thiago Silva's change not made yet. Gives it to Rudiger, gets it back. Centre circle. Flicks the ball out to left-hand side to Hakim Ziyech. Jorginho collects it. Goes back to Tony Rudiger. Smash the like button for me. Good ball inside from Rudiger to Mason Mount. 25 yards out. Centre. Goes wide left to Ziyech. Alonso on his outside. Cross comes in. Driven low. Away at the near post by Keane. Up to halfway. Rudiger up against Dobbin. Collects it. Jorginho backs him up. Gives it to Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva. Top of the centre circle. Plays it wide left to Hakim Ziyech. There's runners in the box. Plays it to the back post. There's nobody there. Goes out of play. Goal kick to Everton. Hakim Ziyech. Who's coming off? So Barkley's coming on and Sal Niguez. Loftus-Cheek's coming off for Ross Barkley. Now, I'm going to say it now on record now. The only problem with Ross Barkley is at times he's too greedy. If you get in around the box, play the pass. That's all I want to see is play the pass. Sal Niguez is coming on for who? Marcos Alonso's coming off. So Alonso's coming off. Sal Niguez is coming on, which could mean that's a switch in formation. Please don't tell me he's playing Sal Niguez as a left wing back. What is he doing? He isn't. Who's playing left wing? Has he switched to a 4 with Reece James on the left, Aspi on the right? Not sure. Pickford takes the goal kick, launches it over halfway. Headed away by Thiago Silva. Everton then play the ball up to Gordon, who does well to hold up Aspi. Chelsea's still playing the same formation, but who's playing? Is it Pulisic, left wing back? He is. Pulisic is now playing left wing back, which means up front, you just got Mason. Is it Mason Mount or Ziyech? I'm not sure. I don't think anyone's playing up front. I don't think anybody wants to. Deary me. We take a throw in, halfway inside our half. Reece James back to Aspi. So it looks like Jorginho's playing at the base of midfield with Sal Niguez. It looks like Hakim Ziyech is playing free. I'm trying to work out our formation. Anyway, we're just playing the ball around our back three at the minute on the halfway line. Jorginho. He's got Barkley, Mason Mount. Yeah. So he's got... It looks as though he's got Sal Niguez. Sal Niguez is playing up front. He's playing as a false 9, Sal Niguez. He played as a left wing back. He's played as a centre midfielder. He's now having to go up front. Everton trying to play the ball forward. We break it down over halfway, over to Pickford, and then as he's been challenged by Hakim Ziyech, he gets it away. Chelsea win the head on a halfway. Aspi shut down by 2 Everton forwards, and he does well to go back to Mendy. Thiago Silva to Jorginho. He's got Ross Barkley playing next to him. He's got Sal Niguez and he's got Hakim Ziyech playing in behind. He's got... I ain't got a clue what he's playing. I've got to be honest. Right, we play it forward to Niguez. Can't hold the ball up. Edge of their box. They play it to the right-hand side, looking for a run of Iwobi. Thiago Silva does well. Reads it, goes back to Mendy. It looks as though they're playing free. They're playing literally playing the false 9, but I'm not sure if Ziyech is a false 9, if Saul Niguez is a false 9 or Mason Mount. We'll find out eventually. Anyway, Mendy finds Hakim Ziyech halfway inside our half. Turns away, finds Barkley over halfway, left-hand side, left to centre. Comes back onto his right foot. Gives it to Hakim Ziyech 25 yards out. Tries to prime Reece James but underplays it and Godfrey comes forward. Drives over halfway. He's got Dobbin outside of him. He's got Decore inside. Up to the edge of our box. He's still going. He plays it inside to the feet of Dobbin. And Chelsea do really well to just literally just get the ball away as Decore does a back heel. Try and look for the run. Chelsea now got 5-on-3. No, 5-on-5 even. It's great. Great maths, honestly. Out to the left-hand side to Saul Niguez, left wing. Holds the ball up. Goes back to the left wing back, Christian Pulisic. Inside Jorginho, 30 yards from their goal. Barkley plays it inside to Hakim Ziyech. Barkley holds off a challenge and goes one more to Azpilicueta. He's got Mason Mount and Saul Niguez inside the D of their penalty box. Rudiger, Jorginho, Chelsea going sideways, 30 yards from goal. One more outside to Reece James. Edge of their box, right hand side. Plays it inside to Mason Mount on the turn. Shoots. Blocked. Deflected up in the air. Jorginho wins the header. Back to Thiago Silva. Heads it down to Rudiger. Looking for the feet of Niguez, but gives it away. Decore now driving forward like Rudiger does. Left hand side of centre. Over halfway. Driving forward. He's got Gordon to his left. Thiago Silva just stands there. Waits. Wins the ball back. Chelsea over halfway. Barkley. He's got Mason Mount to his left. He's got Saul Niguez in the middle. He's got Reece James next to him. Right hand side is Mason Mount. He's on the right. Mason Mount scores! Chelsea 1. Everton 0. It was Hakim Ziyech on the left hand side. Everton gambled. They put players forward and gave the ball away. Chelsea win the ball back and play it up to halfway. And we've got great spaces, great options. And Ross Barkley does well. He holds the ball up, plays it outside. Pickford can't believe it. Brilliant goal. Chelsea, let's just describe this goal again to you. So as they come forward, Decore, Thiago Silva just stands his ground, wins it off of him. Reece James collects it just inside halfway and gives it to Ross Barkley inside the centre circle. He drives forward and gives it back to Reece James, 25 yards out. Outside of him is Mason Mount. Right hand side of the box. He comes inside to the 6-yard box, corner of it. Pickford comes out and he places it round him into the goal. Yeah, he beats it over. As Pickford dives to his right, he plays it over him to the near post. Mason Mount scores and we're 1-0 up. Come on! And with that, Rafa started clearing tables, bless him. They're just about to make it. Benitez is doing his nut. He's actually doing his nut on the halfway line. And it was Decore. Anyway, Everton play the ball forward and play it out of play. So Decore, he got to 25 yards from goal, left to centre, and he's seen a pass to his right. And what he's done is he's looked up, didn't even see Thiago Silva, and Silva just stepped up and just took the ball off him. Brilliant from Thiago Silva. Andre Gomez has gone off and somebody called Gamabin has come on. Don't ask me to say his name again. Smash that like button for me. Chelsea got the ball just outside of our own box. Play it forward to Aspi. Jorginho back to Aspi and now Saul Niguez. Wide left to the wing-back Christian Pulisic. Stops, goes back to Rudiger. Into the feet of Barkley. Tries to lay it off first time. Doesn't. Everton win the ball back. They play it forward to Dobbin. And once again, there he is again. Thiago Silva just reads what the guy's going to do. As he tries to flick it past him, just nicks it off of him, goes back to Mendy. Outstanding. Outstanding. So, Chelsea got the ball. Thiago Silva gives it to Azpilicueta. Into the feet of Saul Niguez. Bottom of the centre circle. Takes a good touch, goes wide left to Pulisic. Pulisic back to Tony Rudiger. Rudiger launches one. Up to Mason Mount in this right channel. Great first touch. Spins. Tries to get towards the byline. Braithwaite comes across and wins the challenge off of him. Mason Mount then goes back. Tries to win it off of him. Can't keep it in play. It goes off for an Everton goal kick. Well done, Mason Mount. Money Mace, as people are saying. The Prime Minister's happy. Well done, you Blues. Now create a second goal. Second and third be nice. Everton got to change their game plan. Pickford's now going to launch it forward, and I guarantee it's going to go to the left-hand side. The thing is, as he does this, all the players move out to the left wing for Everton. You know where it's coming. Why keep doing it? Aspi wins a free header. Mason Mount, great first touch. Tries to play it over his head to Ziyech. And Everton get the ball away, but then they just give it away to Reece James, who flicks it past Gordon. And then Gordon's come away with the ball. And Reece James has fouled him. Left wing. Reece James is saying I haven't touched him. Gordon went down like he'd been shot, to be fair. And it is an Everton free kick. It's about 30 yards from goal. It's wide left-hand side. I tell you, that Gordon, the youngster Gordon looks decent, I have to say. He's not afraid to take people on, bless him. Anyway, Everton free kick. It's about 5 yards outside the width of the penalty box. And it's a chance for him to get the ball in the box. Chelsea got a line 5 yards outside the penalty area. Gordon to swing it in right-footed from the left-hand side. Mendy's barking orders. Cross is about to come in from Gordon. Swings the ball in towards the penalty spot. Everton has scored! Back post, Kenny. It evades everybody, and Kenny comes in the back post, and he taps the ball home, and it's 1-1. Everton fans, players go wild. Rafa Benitez can't believe himself. He's offering people canapes after they've gone off. It's 1-1. Honestly, the defending from the free kick, he swings it in towards the back post. Who's on the back post? Azpilicueta. Root is it evades everybody. Kenny comes in from the right-hand side, and he comes in between two defenders. He beats Rudiger, Saul, he beats Aspi, and he flicks the ball. They all get sucked towards Michael Keane. And to be fair, Michael Keane has gone up for a header about 5 minutes too early. They're dealt with him, and Keane... it's actually Bramthwaite who scored. It's not Keane, it's Bramthwaite who scores at the back post, who just flicks the ball home and Mendy's beaten. It's 1-1. Honestly, the defending is awful. Anyway, we're playing it forward again, and Rudiger's trying to find Saul Niguez. The striker Saul Niguez who's trying to turn, and he can't. And it goes through to Pickford. We've got 15 minutes. Honestly, we've got to get better with these defensive situations. We need these clean sheets again. Pickford launches one. Thiago Silva heads it inside to Jorginho, takes it down. Back to Aspi under pressure. And we launch it to halfway. Everton's tails are up. Chelsea just need to get hold of the ball here. Everton are doing well here. They're doing really well. They're playing the ball. 1 touch, 2 touch. Iwobi, 30 yards from goal. Left-hand side to Gordon. Gordon taking Azpilicueta to the byline. Cross comes in. Deflected away at the near post. And it's gone out for an Everton corner. Deary me. Corner from our right wing. Their left-hand side. Gordon to take it. Right foot in swinger. He's placed the ball about a foot outside the... everyone's crowding. Literally, everyone's crowding on Mendy. Get the ball away. Cross comes in towards the near post. Mendy flaps. They get it away. Someone's gone down. Excellent. Somebody's gone down diving for a penalty. Who was it? Dobbin, the youngster that's come on. He's being booked for diving. Simulation, which is good. Was it a dive? I think it was. Mendy sort of half punches it away. Yeah, Saul Niguez clears it, and he goes down as if he's been caught. Awful, honestly. He looked for it, big time. Looked for it and didn't get it. Well done, referee, for not seeing it. For seeing it, of course, referee. VAR are looking at it. Leave it out. VAR are looking at it. He's gone down. Saul Niguez is... referee's decision's got to stand. It does. VAR said no penalty, carry on, honestly. So, Rudiger, everyone's backing off. Everybody's backing off. Rudiger halfway line. Goes one more to Azpilicueta. Aspi, out to Reece James. Once again, Everton defending with everyone behind the ball. Inside their own half. Thiago Silva, centre circle. One more is Rudiger. Smash the like button for me, people. Let's get to 100. Thiago Silva now. Ross Barkley in the left-hand side channel collects it. Got some space. Comes back inside on his right foot. But they crowd him out. He loses possession. Decore. Iwobi. He gives it away. Jorginho inside. They sort of get back and defend. They clear the ball away by their own byline. Jorginho was trying to play a ball up the line. Chaloba's about to come on. Chelsea throwing with Pulisic. Inside to Barkley. Turns away from one challenge. Can't beat the other one. They play it off for Pulisic. Kenny does. It's an Everton throw-in. 25 yards from their own goal line. Right-hand side. And it's a change we made. Chaloba, who's going to come on for. Referee saying hurry up and take the throw-in. They're wasting time, Holgate. Booked already, Holgate. Can't muck around. Up the line. Rudiger wins it. First ball. Ziyech up against the defender. Does well. Back to Rudiger halfway. Aspi. Wide right to Reece James. But as he collects it, Gordon busting the gut to shut him down. He goes up the line to Mason Mount. Level the edge of the box. Mason Mount. Back inside to Reece James. Aspi collects it. Foot over the ball. One more wide right to Mason Mount. Up against Godfrey. Takes a touch out of his feet. Tries to cross it in for a corner. It's gone off for a corner. So Hakim Ziyech is about to take it. He doesn't. Ross Barkley comes across. And the Chelsea changes. Azpilicueta coming off for Trevor Chaloba. Chaloba's coming on. So 12 minutes plus injury time to go. Plenty of time. Barkley, normally his deliveries are good here, Barkley. Arms in the air. Cross comes in towards the penalty spot. Thiago Silva, free header. What a save. What a save from Pickford at his far post. A crowd of players have gone towards the near post in the penalty spot. Thiago Silva hangs back. And Thiago Silva heads the ball, free header, down towards the far post. Pickford, what a save. Down to his right, gets the ball away. Rudiger, saved by Pickford again. What a save from Pickford to the point where Thiago Silva is on his hands and knees doing this. What a save from Pickford. That's 2 he's made today. 22 attempts, Chelsea. 5 for Everton. Pickford drops the ball at his feet, launches it up to over halfway and plays it straight out of play. Chelsea throw him. Halfway line. Tuchel's up doing this, telling his players to carry on going. So we take the throw backwards to Thiago Silva. Tony Rudiger, left-hand side. Left to centre. Bottom of the centre circle. Goes to Chaloba. Halfway line, right-hand side. Gives it to Reece James, who's put under pressure straight away. Holds off the challenger back to Chaloba. He's shut down by Gordon. He goes back to Mendy, who collects the ball 25 yards from goal. Gives it to Rudiger, who's allowed time to collect it. Jorginho says, give me the ball, and he gives it to him, halfway line. Goes wide right, Reece James. Mason Mount's outside of him, collects it. Mount comes back inside and gives it back inside to Reece James, who's under pressure straight away. Back to Mount, to Jorginho, trying to find Reece James, plays the ball straight out of play, Jorginho, and it's an Everton throw-in, and Reece James gives him a look as if to say, that weren't great. Honestly. Smash the like button for me, people. We've got ourselves 10 minutes to go plus injury time. Chelsea need a goal. Saul Niguez playing up front, believe it or not. Yes, I know. Anyway, they take the throw up the line. Chaloba, big header, wins it. Saul heads it back inside to Jorginho. Rudiger collects it, centre circle, inside to Pulisic, who's forced backwards. Back to Rudiger, bottom of the centre circle, inside our half. He goes one more to Thiago Silva. Silva looking for his options. He's got one to his left. Is Rudiger. Collects it. Silva. Chaloba. Everton working really hard to press inside their own half. And they win it back with Gordon. Gordon over halfway. Comes inside but crowded out by a number of Chelsea players. But he's done well to hold the ball up. And then Chelsea win it back with Jorginho. Barkley on the centre spot. Driving forward now. Step over. Tries to play a ball. He's played it so like short. Everton tried to half clear it. It deflects off of Barkley again inside the penalty box and Pickford's just going to collect it. Barkley's pass was awful, I have to say. So with 10 minutes to go, we got Saul Niguez sort of playing as the focal point up front. Supported by Mount, Ziyech and Barkley. Jorginho's playing is up by himself in the centre of midfield. Pickford launches it. Chalobah heads it back to Mendy. Mendy rolls it back out to Chalobah. Everton are backing off to the halfway line. Chalobah drives forward. Goes one to his left. Thiago Silva, bottom of the centre circle, Silva. He goes to his left-hand side to Rudiger. Iwobi's there, so he goes short to inside to Thiago Silva. Centre circle. Literally centre spot. Chalobah. Out to Reece James. Back inside to Chalobah. Reece James is now having words with Gordon because Gordon caught him out like off the ball. Now Reece James on the right-hand side. Mason Mount works his way out to the right. Gets to the byline. Mount. Cross comes in. Goes back towards the penalty spot and they head it away. Jorginho collects the loose ball. Chalobah. Mason Mount now. To the byline again. Cross is deflected. Up in the air. Pickford punches it away to try and stop a corner. Linesman said it is. He did well. It's a throw-in. Chelsea take it short to Reece James. Goes back to Chalobah. He's 25 yards from goal. Wide right. He's forced backwards inside to Thiago Silva. Jorginho. Wide right now. Reece James. Edge of the box. Right-hand corner. Gets the 1-2 with Mason Mount. But Everton got two defenders in front of him. He can't go anywhere. So he goes back inside to Thiago Silva. Doucouré comes out to meet him. Lays it up to Jorginho. Got no option outside Jorginho, so he has to just hold it up. Chalobah goes out. Gives it to him. Finds Jorginho. Does well to hold the ball up. He's gone down. Referee gives the free kick. It wasn't, but he gives it. He's dived. Big time, Jorginho. He's effing and jeffing at someone, Jorginho. We've got 6 minutes to go. Reece James to take the free kick. We've got ourselves a throw-in from the right-hand side. It's a free kick, from the right-hand side. Reece James swings it towards the penalty spot. Everton flick it away to the back post. Saul Niguez plays the ball high to nobody. Goes straight out of play. Deary me. Honestly. Smash the like button for me, people. Let's get to 100. I need 18 more likes. Smash that like button. We got ourselves 5 minutes to go. Game's not over, plus injury time. Come on. The Everton fans are in full voice. Can't hear them, but they look like they are. Come on now. Let's keep positive. We can do this. Pickford's going to take it out to that left-hand side again. Everyone goes over to the left-hand side. Rafa Benitez is up. He's saying last orders. Over halfway. Chalobah, great big header he wins. And then Barkley flicks it on to Hakim Ziyech. She plays a great ball flicked out to Mason Mount, right wing. Drives towards the byline. Mason Mount, great challenge from Branthwaite. It's a Chelsea corner, right wing. Chance to get another ball in the box, left-hand side. Hakim Ziyech asks someone to come short. Ross Barkley, he leaves it for Barkley to take it. So Barkley's going to take the corner. Right foot outswinger. He got right on the money to Thiago Silva last time. Great save from Pickford. This time he does it again. This time he goes back post again. And Everton deal with it and get it away. And they're looking to break with the youngster Dobbin. Reece James goes across to meet him. Fouls him. Of course he does. Fouls him. And it's a Everton free kick. Just inside the halfway line. Right hand side. So Everton's going to take it. Going to leave it to the goalkeeper. It's 10 yards inside the halfway line. And they're letting Pickford take it. Miss kick it and get an open goal. Come on. Pickford, left foot. From the right hand side. 5 yards in from the byline. Launches one. Straight into Saul Niguez, who wins a good header. Finds Barkley, who's crowded out of it. And Everton trying to come forward. They do with Dobbin. Gets to the byline. Dobbin. Cross comes in towards the penalty spot. Well done, Chalobah. It's only found, dearie me, Iwobi. He tries to take on Jorginho, just wins a challenge off him. We play up to Pulisic. Chelsea look like they've changed their shape again, and Pulisic has gone up front again. Everton, inside, edge of the box. Dobbin tries to turn Thiago Silva. Dearie me. Everton are doing well. They're finding space here. But Mendy's collected the ball. Pulisic's gone back up front. Saul Niguez is on the left-hand side. Left wing back now. Chelsea play it forward to Mason Mount. Up inside to Loftus-Cheek, to Reece James. Barkley, halfway inside their half, dead centre. There's 8 players behind the ball for Everton as he turns. Wide right is Chalobah. Finds Reece James. Back to Chalobah. 9 players behind the ball. Everyone's behind the ball for Everton. Rudiger into Barkley. We're playing it in the middle. We've got to get it wide. Chalobah, right of centre, collects it. Tries to play a ball high, looking to the feet of Hakim Ziyech. And Ziyech is saying to him, just give me the ball at my feet. Don't play it high to me. And then as Pickford's being shut down, he falls on it like a heap. Wasting time. So Pickford's made 2 great saves, Pickford. You have to say that. Pickford to launch it. He does. Over halfway. Finds Gordon, who flicks it over his head. But Chalobah reacts. Gets the ball away. Mason Mount holds it up. Reece James trying to find Ziyech. Everton nip in and win it. And Dobbins won it again. And Rudiger, he's flicked it away. And Iwobi, right wing now. Everton, right hand side of our penalty box, just outside of it. Saul Niguez and Thiago Silva go across and hold them up. Cross comes in the box, headed away at the back post by Mason Mount. Sorry, it's Jorginho. Mason Mount's collected the ball. Back to Chalobah, edge of the box, shut down. Goes wide right, Mason Mount goes back to Mendy. Everton backing off inside their own half. Protecting the draw, the point, which they've come for. Bottom of the centre circle is Jorginho. Jorginho, looking for an option. Pulisic drops deep, spins off, ignores him. Jorginho looks again. Finds Pulisic. Tries to find Pulisic, plays it straight to the goalkeeper. And then Pickford takes his time to in a heap on the floor. He's getting dog's abuse from the Chelsea fans behind him, but he smiles and laughs. And then he just walks. Walks up to the edge of his penalty box, then drops the ball by his feet. Pulisic goes to shut him down and he launches it. Pickford. High on down their left wing, our right hand side. Chalobah up against Gordon, holds him up, does well. Back inside to Mendy, shut down, has to blast it clear, and he does. Halfway line, Decore wins the first header. And Everton hold the ball up. Play it out to Godfrey. Looks for the youngster up front, but Chelsea half clear it. Decore steps away from Ziyech. Doesn't step away from Reece James, but the referee gives a free kick away. And it's a free kick to Everton. And I think someone's said too much. I think Reece James has mouthed off too much at the referee, and I think he's about to be booked. Another Everton youngster comes on who looks like, my word, he must be what, 6 foot? What is he, 6'4", 6'5"? Gordon's coming off, who's played really well for him. Onyango's coming on. He's tall, he's got to come on. Where's he going to play? Anyway, another Everton free kick. 5 minutes of added time to play. Chelsea's holding the line 10 yards outside the penalty box. Everton free kick towards the back post again. They win the first header, but it goes straight through to Mendy. 2 players are down. Clash of heads. Michael Keane and Saul Niguez. Niguez gets up. Michael Keane still down. Clash of heads. Referee says, give me the ball. It'll be a drop ball. Jordan Pickford's the man of the match. The 2 outstanding saves he's made. But to be fair, Chelsea should have been 2 or 3-0 up, but this save from Thiago Silva was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Full stretch, he tips it around the far post. As he does that, Thiago Silva's like this. Can't believe it. Anyway, we play on. Chalobah, halfway line. Back inside to Thiago Silva, centre circle. Thiago Silva looking for an option. Everton, everyone's behind the ball, defending. Rudiger now. Silva, centre circle. Tries to play a pass, but he looks like he gave the ball away, but he does really well to win it back. And we find Hakim Ziyech 30 yards out. Holds it out, goes back to Rudiger, who switches play to the right-hand side to Chalobah. Chelsea with 6 players lined up on the edge of their box. We go wide right to Reece James. James back inside to Chalobah. Inside to Barkley. Spreads the play to left-hand side to Rudiger. Rudiger looking to the feet of Thiago Silva, who tries to flick it inside. Everton read it, but Chelsea do well to win the ball back. Barkley collects it. Plays it inside to the feet of Saul Niguez. Out to Reece James. Reece James flicks it to Mason Mount. Turns, tries to get to the byline. Cross comes in, headed away at the near post. Everton trying to hold the ball up on the edge, and they do. Just blast the ball away over halfway. And Jorginho says to Mendy, that's your ball. Mendy just kills the ball dead and gives it to Jorginho. Jorginho up to halfway. Dead centre. Moves out to left-hand side. He's got nobody on the wing though. So he has to stop and go back to Rudiger on the halfway line. Thiago Silva centre spot. Gives it forward to Barkley. Got Decore up his bum. Spins him. Plays it into the feet of Pulisic, but Keane comes out to meet Pulisic. Clears it over halfway. Silva's got to drop, collect it. Bottom of the centre circle. Gives it to Rudiger. Halfway line. Rudiger now. Rudiger collects the ball. Silva to his right. Gives it to him. Silva back to Jorginho. Top of the centre circle. Back to Silva. Chelsea got a player wide left calling for the ball on the wing and we're ignoring them. Thiago Silva now. Now Ziyech moves out to that space. Collects it. Got no option. Plays it inside to Barkley. Spins. Trying to spin with players around him and gives the ball away. And then Everton come away with it with... They tried to come away with it, but they've overplayed it. It's gone out of play for Chelsea throwing. Tuchel's up. Halfway line. Arms folded. Looking for the breakthrough. Inside their half, Chelsea, Chalobah, Mason Mount, 25 yards from goal. Looks for the feet of Pulisic, who makes a run and they not the same wavelength. Everton get it away. Mendy collects it inside his own half with acres of space. Gives it to Thiago Silva. Everton backing off again. Silva out to his left-hand side is Rudiger. Centre circle. Goes one more to his right to Chalobah. Reece James, 30 yards from goal on the byline. Chalobah keeps going. Gets the ball, Chalobah. Step over, comes back inside to Reece James, takes a touch, cross deflected, drills it towards the penalty spot. They clear it up in the air. Decore heads it back straight to Jorginho, 30 yards out. Barkley, shut down by two defenders. Jorginho, one more to Chalobah. Chalobah steps inside a challenge. No option, has to go inside to Jorginho. Everton defending in numbers, deep. Chelsea trying to find the space and the breakthrough. Thiago Silva finds Chalobah. He's got nobody up inside, so he gives it to Reece James. James. Hakim Ziyech looking for an option. Barkley, left channel, left-hand side. Tries to play the ball into Mason Mount, who holds it up and goes back to Rudiger by the corner flag. Two defenders around him, Rudiger. What can he do? He tries to get a corner. Doesn't go off the defender. It goes straight into Pickford. Pickford collects the ball, falls on it again, then stretches his leg out, laughing at the Chelsea fans as they're giving him some grief. That's going to be it. It's going to be 1-1. A game we should have won. Pickford made two outstanding saves, you have to say that. Two excellent clear-cut chances for Chelsea. We blew it. Pickford launches it. Looking at the referee, it's gone out of play for Chelsea throw. We're 11 seconds over. We take the throw in short to Thiago Silva, to Tony Rudiger, still playing. Rudiger tells everyone to push forward. Gives it to Thiago Silva. Referee's looking at his watch. Referee blows the whistle and it's finished. It's Chelsea 1, Everton 1. And talk about smash and grab. For Everton, what a great point for them. Switching off at the back post has cost Chelsea again. But we had so many chances in that game that we should have won that game, honestly. But Everton get a point at Stamford Bridge, what they came for, and fair play to them. You got to say that. Chelsea didn't do enough to win it. We had good opportunities, should have taken them. First time Mason Mount. Also, Reece James missed a sitter in the first half with Pickford as he comes out. All we've got to do is do what Mason Mount did and put it past him. Reece James put the ball wide. Mason Mount scores to make us 1-0, but by that point, Pickford is safe from out of his feet in the first half. Second half, the Thiago Silva header towards the far post. And Pickford, on the half volley, just palms the ball away. An outstanding save. And we didn't do enough. So, stay there. Toilet break. I'll be back. And we'll carry on till 10. Stay there. So, Chelsea fans, reactions to that particular performance. It's yeah, it's not great. It's not great. So those regulars, so those guys that need to leave, no worries. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, and thank you for smashing that like button. Make sure you smash the like button for me. At the end of the day, the best way to describe it is basically, if you need to earn the right to win a football game. Chelsea were completely dominant in game, the whole game. And you can't afford to switch off at any point. I keep saying it on my channel that when you cross that white line, you need to earn the right to win any point in the Premier League. And Everton defended most of that game. Pickford was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And he makes 2 great saves. We should have scored the other goal. But then if you switch off at the back post, then, you know, you're asking for trouble. And at the end of the day, it's just, you know, I mean, what else can you say? You don't do enough to win the game. Well, you should have done. You should have literally put the game to bed in the first half. Didn't happen. So, so this is why I sort of keep saying to people, so subscribers, those guys that are regulars watching my live commentary, smash that membership button. It's only 99p a month to be a member, because what we're going to do is in the new year, we're going to start switching this over to the live match commentary for members of the channel only, because you end up with idiots like this appearing on my chat that just want to literally just spam the chat. So we're going to start doing that as of after New Year. We're going to start making the live commentary to members only, and also to have the live after match chat. So at the end of the day, what more can you say? All you can say is that we should have taken our chances. If we took our chances, then the game would be 2-0 up by half time. Different game. Didn't take our chances for whatever reason. Reece James missed a good chance. Jordan Pickford, 2 world-class saves, outstanding saves. And then we switch off in the second half. So what can you say at the end of the day? Everton, what for them in particular, what a performance and what a result for them. Under pressure, Rafa the gaffer, who's, you know, right now he's dishing out leftovers on his serving platter. But you know, as I keep saying, you got to do enough to win the game. If you don't do enough to win the game, then that's it. So, but one thing that I will say is, I don't necessarily agree with the situation with the substitutions, and with taking Christian Pulisic from playing up front and trying to be a threat. Just, he's not the biggest, but he's mobile. And you take him away and we play Sal Niguez up front. I don't understand that. I'm not slagging the bloke off. I'm not going to sit there and try and breed negativity, because I don't want to do that. But some of the decisions for the substitutions were hard to understand. We have to be honest and say that. So it's 2 points dropped. We're going to be live on here till 10 o'clock. Lee, I'm reading your comments, mate. And I just want to point something out to you, Lee, at the end of the day. Look at Chelsea's position in the Premier League table now compared to last season. And look at the improvement there has been. Yes, there's been some disappointing performances. Yes, there's been some results where we should have won games. But at the end of the day, there is improvement. So, unfortunately, there are people like you who jump on this bandwagon of this negativity after a couple of bad performances, whereas a month ago, top of the league, everything's okay. So we can't be, you can't play Lukaku today because he's out of the squad. Honestly, it's some people just need to open their eyes a little bit. Now, there are some Chelsea, and I'm going to say this, and people might get the hump with me saying it, but I'm going to say it. There are some Chelsea fans or sections of the Chelsea fans that only know Chelsea from being successful. They don't know. They don't know the players have down tools. Lee, I'm sorry, mate. You're awful. Like, can you go somewhere else? You're ridiculous, mate. You're not even... What you're talking about here is sack Tuchel. The players have down tools. Seriously, Lee. Seriously, mate. Shame on you, honestly. It's people like yourself coming out and saying all this nonsense that other people jump on, and that's all you see on social media. All you see is people like that. Sack Thomas Tuchel. Who are you going to get if you sack Tuchel? Why would you sack Tuchel? What? Because you've had a couple of disappointing results, but everyone does. Everybody does. So, so why would you, you have to sit and just look at the situation and be open-minded. It's a poor performance. Chelsea in a winning position throw points away because they switch off at the back post and they get themselves a point. Okay? That's what happens. But Lee, honestly, you need to go somewhere else, mate. I suggest you go to a different stream and vent your views with people that want to read your nonsense. Otherwise, I'll just block you anyway. It's just pointless. I can't understand why somebody... Anyway, Chelsea pub time. Let's do Chelsea pub time. Watchalong for you especially. What do you want to talk about in the pub? See, this is what we're saying. Look at this, like, Score Sports. Right. From the new year, everybody watching that normally watches my commentary, that's not a channel member, hit that membership button, because as of the new year, the live match commentaries and the chat after the game is going to be members only. Because some of these people, honestly, it's just ridiculous. Pedro plays. Honestly, some of these people, some of these people that come on here and post these comments, it's like, be realistic. Be realistic. Yes, I don't understand the decision that was made, the substitutions. I don't understand that. But at the end of the day, if Reece James took his chance first half, if Mason Mount beat Pickford in the first half, didn't come off of Pickford's foot, we'll be 2-0 up at half time. Second half, Pickford makes an outstanding world-class save from a Thiago Silva header. What more can you say? So at the end of the day, it's one of those games that went against us. We should have won it. We switched off at the back post and we're made to pay for it. So at the end of the day, who's Icy Kid? So do you think your channel is the only one on heart? I don't really care, mate, to be fair. I don't care. I do not care. So we done enough to win the game. Didn't take our chances. We switched off at the back post and we're made to pay for it. So, they're pinpointing their goal. I'm just looking at the goal again. And Pedro, but what role does Kai Havertz play? Is he a striker? Is he a number 10? It's quite funny, some of these comments that I'm getting that I can't, that are being held. Let's just say that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, of course we are. We're fighting for 6 trophies this season. So, We've got a good draw Champions League. We're way ahead of where we were last season in the Premier League. And the thing is, this always happens. When Chelsea have a poor performance, it goes mad. Social media goes mad. You get all this talk about sack Tuchel. This person's crap. This person's awful. This person shouldn't be playing. And all this nonsense. Whereas a month ago, they're God's gift. So it's just the way that it is. It is just the way that it is. Watchalong, we'll do one for members only, and we'll have a chat and we'll talk about transfers for January and that sort of stuff. I'll try and get it done between Christmas and New Year. Maybe next week, maybe. We have to wait and see. So I'm just seeing the goal again, and it was great play from our goal. Great play from Thiago Silva to read the play. And the way we moved the ball was good. But there were times today when Chelsea moved the ball great, and we got into good positions, just couldn't finish. Just could not finish. And that's the problem. If you can't finish, then if you don't deserve to win games, you don't deserve to win games. So if you switch off at the back post, if you don't pick up your man you're marking, then, that's the problem. So it's not ideal. It's not the ideal situation at all. But as I say, so yeah, that's the discussion. Would you change the formation? So I wonder if the team should be set out for 4-3-3, but the problem is if you play 4-3-3, you play with wingers. Chelsea only got 3 natural wingers. So the guys' podcast, I'm not sure who's turning on Pulisic. I wouldn't say that people are turning on Pulisic. Pulisic is asked to do a role today, which is not his role. He was asked to play as a false 9, and that's not his role. His role, if anything, is probably a number 10 or somebody that just plays out on the left channel coming inside. A bit like Hakim Ziyech. So I don't understand why people turn on Pulisic. So what you have to remember, people, right, is let's have a look at Chelsea's best 11. Chelsea's strongest 11. Now, look in the middle of midfield. Jorginho wouldn't be in Chelsea's strongest 11. You look at N'Golo Kanté and Kovacic, who've both been out injured. Okay? Your back 3, there's a shout that it should be Chalobah, not Aspi, but not a problem. Aspi didn't do much wrong today, Aspi. Chilwell on the left, Reece James on the right, Mendy in goal. So that's your set 5 across the defensive line and your goalkeeper. Kovacic and Kanté in the middle of midfield. Then up front, you've got Lukaku, Mason Mount, and one other. And your one other is a toss-up between Loftus-Cheek, between Pulisic, between Hudson-Odoi, between Ziyech, and Havertz. And you probably have to say Kai Havertz. So, there's a lot of players that's in Chelsea's strongest 11 that are not playing at the moment. And people just need to remember that. The injuries, players that are just coming back from injury, Christian Pulisic being one of them. So, you just have to just look at positives. Look at positives, and the positive is we've got a big squad. We've got plenty of people to come back in. And, you've got to get through the Christmas period. Get through that. And then once you come out New Year, you're then going to see where you're at in the league. And then you're going to kick on. And if you get yourselves on a good run, but after Christmas, right through to the end of the season, then that's it. John Cox, great shout. Should have all been supporters in the 70s and 80s. You then appreciate what we have now. John, as I keep saying, I've done so on the old on the Chelsea pub here. I started going to Chelsea in 1980. I've stood in the second division beyond electric fences and 5,000 fans. So, I know exactly what you're saying. So the thing is, let's just have some perspective. We've had so many players injured. Where we were last season to where we are now, there is an improvement there. Yes, disappointing games. Burnley, disappointing game tonight. You know, at the end of the day, you're always going to get games which are disappointing in a season. So it's how you react. And if you've got a squad big enough to react, and we do. So let's just be positive. I'm not going to sit here and jump on this negative bandwagon and start slagging people off and all this nonsense. So let's just get some perspective. Let's just let's just wind our necks in a bit. Let's all this talk about sacking Tuchel and all this nonsense, and this player's crap, and this player should be sold, and this player this player that. You know, nobody wants to see all that. Go on Twitter, social media, and go and join those people, because it's just ridiculous, honestly. Alex, who would I buy in January? I'm not sure, to be fair, because I think when everybody's fit, I think you've got enough players. But, you know, that's what it comes down to. Benjamin, I can't wait to take my boy to the bridge. A couple of years' time, or I'll say maybe 5 or 6. Sacking Tuchel is ridiculous, honestly. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Who's going to replace him if he gets sacked? Jesus, that's what I mean. It's just pointless. It is absolute pointless talk. So, it's short and sweet this evening, people. Short and sweet, 10 o'clock, because I need to feed my baby boy. He wakes up any time between now and 11. And it's my duty on that feed. So, I will be back with a video over the next couple of days. Obviously, Chelsea's not on TV the weekend. I mean, they might be now, but now games are being cancelled. You're not sure. If they are on the weekend, I'll be doing the commentary on TV coverage. I do not do any coverage on illegal streams. I don't do that. So make sure, people, you smash that membership button. It's 99p a month. And that's going to be the next live commentary. It's going to be members only. So make sure you join that. And then the chat afterwards will be members only as well. So make sure you join, subscribe to the channel, like this video, smash that membership button, and join me next time for live match commentary, whenever that will be. But have a good rest of your week. Don't be too down and disheartened. Yes, it's a blow, but we move on. We got games coming thick and fast. We move on. We put a run of 3 or 4 wins together. We get ourselves back up there, because Liverpool and Man City will have blips. They will have games where they have disappointment as well. So let's just be positive. Thank you for watching. Thank you for getting involved. Have a good rest of your week, and I will see you back here next time, whether it's a video, whether it's a live stream, or whether it's a live match commentary. Just remember, live match commentaries will now be for members only. So, have a good rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Be positive. See you later.